in society, they sort of have the blessing of the towns and villages and cities that they're passing through. It's not unusual that they open up the jails, let the petty thieves out, hand them all sashes, and they join this movement and march off to the east. So, for whatever reason, your characters are swept up in this very beautiful movement, and you're all headed east, and there's just thousands of you. It's this big summer of love sort of feeling wagon train of people leaving the city, these dirty cities and oppressive princedoms and things like that. And is it naive? Well, maybe, I don't know. But there's a lot of you. And when you stop and make camp, it does feel pretty safe going into the east. The new road headed to the east is not particularly safe. The only safe place you know is that there's a famous gray tower where there's a group of wizards and some monks and things, and supposedly they copy over spell books and scrolls, and that's how they make a living, the Great Tower. And that's to the north of Pazak Sidorak. And then way to the north of there is the sharp-picked clans in the hills, and then the Benz River, and then the Slip Rumble and the Cloud Tops and things like that. But those are the rivers on either side of Nor and Bez are the western and eastern boundaries of the Skyfall Mountains, and the various clans of dwarves up there, hill dwarves and mountain dwarves. So you are all on the road, camping out, and you sort of fell in together as groups of people sort of do. And there are lay people that are followers of Pelor. There's clerics of Pelor. You've seen a couple guys on horseback, guys and gals on very nice horseback, who look like they're paladins of Pelor. It's a very much a people's crusade, basically, that you guys are part of heading these. And you're running across old homesteads that used to be, that have fallen into ruin when the Witch Kings had the coup and overthrew the king there. And this was about 80 years ago. So you are on the hot road, which at some point sort of looks like a wall almost. It's a stone wide enough for 2 carts, and in some places it's built about 4 or 5 inches, 8 inches above the ground. So it looks like a big broad wall almost, but it's 2 horse carts wide. And you're headed east. And so far, because there's so many of you, you make camps at night, and there's hundreds of fires. You haven't really been bothered with that much. So if we want to go around the table, and if you could explain to me why you think your character would want to join up in this big western hopeful march against evil. You can just go around the table here, the mythical table. We can start with Anna. Fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'm eating dinner and trying not to crunch over the mic.
You can crunch over the mic.
Muted.
It's okay.
Okay, well, I think Sybil would join this movement. Sorry, is this like, I don't know if it's, like, what is it called? Extraneous knowledge? Am I supposed to, like, or
metagaming? Let it loose, Anna. We're all here to have fun. Don't try to judge yourself. Just take a deep breath. Right. We're all friends here.
Yeah. Sybil is an Eldarian elf, which means she's an elf from the Feywilds. Mm-hmm. And she grew up in the Autumn Court of the Fey, where she was trained in music. She plays a lyre. And she perhaps has joined this movement because of the sort of things one witnesses when you grow up in the autumn court of the Fae. So, sort of mysterious past. That's all I got.
Yeah, this is definitely a journey from naivete to wisdom. And in other words, there's sermons and a march, and these people are leaving the city, and a lot of them, maybe some of them are simple farmers or whatever, but they've never fought in a battle before. But they think that they have great leadership, and Paylor is guiding the people that are guiding them, so that's why they're there for a new start. Preston, you're
as a member of the Historical Enlightenment and Architectural Preservation Society, I think that I would want to be here to make sure I catalog everything that's being done by this army, the architecture that's out here that's been lost for 80 years, any artifacts that I can, recover for people, for myself.
Yeah, people are really, really looking at you sideways when you've got like a notebook and you're carrying all these broken pottery shards, and you're like, like you're sleeping in these burned out farmhouses from when the waves of the dark forces, drove all the people out of here. And you've got arrowheads and pottery shards and
treasure trove of
you're like,
artifacts that would have been lost otherwise to these, these simple people.
They're trampling all over it.
My answer.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Joe, your idea was so much better than what I came up with. I feel like Sybil.
We can retcon it if you think of something that different later. I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll think of something while I'm falling asleep tonight. That's fine.
Yeah. Just
we'll come back
Sybil,
next week with their changes.
as a bard, like trying to record the history of the moment. Okay, I'm done.
You definitely have music is definitely very welcome around all the firesides at night. There's hundreds of individual fires, and people are taking up homesteads, and there are people staying behind and forming little groups as these pockets and little stationary forts and things are set up. So they leave clerics behind, and the wagons are following, and they're setting up the supply chain to follow this big mass of people going east. And that's why they're doing it right along the Great Road, So there's definitely groups of people stopped to play for. They're very appreciative. You have no trouble, you've certainly been offered enough bread and soup and cheese and chickens and coinage for playing songs. People out in the middle of nowhere that are a little bit scared love music, so you have no problem playing music. You have learned, though, that some of the really long, epic, sad tales that you heard in the court there don't play very well with the humans, and that the simpler, jingoistic, upbeat type stuff tends to play better with them. It's not the pathé and ennui and things that you think are you can spend weeks on ennui, but not with the humans. Humans are sort of they're strangely, almost absurdly hopeful. You're finding me. So Meg, Orly,
so forest gnome, and I was with the order of monks who follow the way of the four elements in service of Garl Glittergold, who's a big gnome deity. I suspect other people know more about Garl Glittergold than I do, but I read my Tome of Foes, so I've got that much. And the order is called the Shiny Order, very shiny. So I was for a gnome, I'm quite serious. I take things rather seriously, which means I did not fit in very well with the other gnomes. And I found spent a lot of time in the library, and I learned about this prophet named Poppy Fizzlebang, who in her time was basically hounded out of the order, hounded out of the gnome community. And she was prophesying. She had a prophecy of dark times coming, and she was completely ignored and laughed off and hounded out. And I think she was right. The world is definitely ending. We need to get ready. I left in search of Poppy Fizzleback. She might be still alive. It's been like 100 years or whatever. And a movement of religious movement sweeping the land sounds like something that Poppy Fizzlebang might have gotten caught up into, or might, maybe these people run in the same circles. I mean, there's probably a prophet here somewhere, kind of thing. And so this seemed like a potential path. And also, even if Poppy's not here, just clearly something's going on. This is obviously a sign from the gods that right when I was searching for something, this movement came along. So yeah, this is obviously where I'm supposed to be right now.
There are gnomes that are also moving east. There are gnomish lands and dwarvish lands that were also wiped out. So they're hoping that maybe there's relatives that were still in hiding. There's gnomes still in the forest around there. They're very long-lived. So 80 years is, not totally intolerable to imagine elves hiding in a forest when the bad guys take over. So your general impression is that the humans are very upbeat and hopeful, and that's really weird. Because before, all the humans you met were destructive and suspicious, and they come to the woods and light a fire, and they're scared around the fire, and they cut their wood and they leave. And these folks are all singing every night and sharing stuff, and Agatha of the Cudgel and Loka the Chaste are fairly charismatic folks, and you've seen them do some sermons there on top of the wagons and things like that. And but you haven't. It's been all movement, and there's been some scuffles and things, but there's been no pitched battles. You haven't reached the Witch City yet, so there's been no pitched battles. You're like, yeah, this could all end horribly. Yeah, this could be the end. Definitely. Tyler, Glory Seeker. Preston, the Glory.
Tristan.
Tristan, the Glory. Tristan, not Preston.
Yes, Tristan. Tristan is 17, so he's still very.
That's all I need to know.
Very naive to the ways of the world. He'll never get sick. He'll never die. He's spent all of his younger years as a worm farmer and a manure peddler. So he has worked many, many long hours in the sun, and he faces life with a brutal realism. If you want to make a seed grow, you take a fish head and you bury it in the ground. So you can bury a fish, you can bury a man. It's just part of doing whatever needs to be done to get the job done. But I'm doing this for love. I have to be famous. I have to have this love. That's why I'm here.
You've run off the odd bandit, and you've seen the traces afterwards of encampments of what you think weren't humans, maybe some orcs and goblins and things, but in front of this pretty large movement, you think they're just being pushed in front of you. But you've seen the crude huts and the footprints of humanoids that definitely weren't human. They weren't gnomes either, by the way. Driven in front of you guys. So like small tribal type stuff. And you've seen in the distance wolf riders and things like that. But there's been no pitched battle because there's thousands of these people moving along this road, and it seems pretty well organized. They're not just moving down there and leaving their supply lines unguarded. they're pretty disciplined about it, and they're reclaiming these forts along the road as they go along. So it's in the evening, and I imagine you guys have fallen in with each other because you're not the regular human riffraff from a city somewhere. You're all a little bit odd. And so it's sort of like the kids' table at Thanksgiving. You all end up around the same campfire. All the strange folks, except I don't know why Preston would probably fit in. Tristan would probably fit in. Is Preston a regular old human, Joe?
No, he's a little halfling,
Oh, the kid.
but he's
Why
got
is he
fancy
kid?
duds.
He's a child in fancy clothing. So yeah, the weird kid who talks really smart and collects pottery shards.
I'm always carrying my 10-foot pole around.
Yeah, it's gotta have it. Yes. Yeah. I joked around, and I had a player who wanted, because of the blast radius of stuff, he wanted an 11-foot pole, because if you're holding a 10-foot pole, it only really goes about 9 or 8 feet. So he wanted an 11-foot pole so that he could actually reach out 10 feet. So, they don't make them. No such thing as an 11-foot pole.
Mine's just 10 foot. Yeah, mine's just a plain 10 foot, but it's my favorite 10-foot pole. It's my
So-
only 10-foot pole.
Okay, so the fires are going. It's about sunset. Let's go around the table. What are each of your characters doing? Anna?
Sybil is sitting by the fire, strumming her lyre, which is a sort of small harp you can hold on your lap. It's made out of a dark black wood inlaid with some sort of golden stone. And she is hoping someone is going to ask her to sing.
Okay. And Preston?
I'm going to be standing around, maybe examining some chunks of stuff that I found in some of the burn sites, or the burned out huts or dilapidated huts or whatever they are.
Yeah, you're finding
Sitting
you're
around
finding
and examining them by firelight.
yeah, you found some pretty good projectile points. You don't know whether they were spears or arrows or darts, but it seems from your research that the sites when they came under assault had missile weapons thrown at them from all directions, like they rode around or ran around the farmhouses or whatever. Because you're finding spear points and arrow points in all directions around these houses, and they definitely liked to burn things. And
Can I tell what group built the houses? I have an ability to tell.
Western New Prince's humans. It's a stone foundation with a central standing wooden pole, round huts with a central standing wooden pole, and then a low entrance door and a very conical roof. Classic Western human hut buildings.
Yeah, I'll just note that stuff down in my little book.
You occasionally find Eastern houses and wooden frame houses and wattle and daub stuff, which would be from Southern and Eastern human cultures, but mostly you find it from the West. There's round huts for individual families. There's occasionally northern houses, which is like a long house, where the people and animals would live in different sections of one long house, which is
Disgusting.
more warm. It's warm and it's efficient. So the northern peoples would live that way. And you've definitely seen a lot of campsites and well sites from horse clans and things like that. that have these. It's a very well sites are considered neutral territory, so a lot of cultural things happen around well sites with the horse clans. So the well sites are marked, and they have big stone covers to them, big cisterns and things, and but they haven't been used in years. The horse clans aren't here right now, but you have seen those. And most of them are still good. So you're using those cisterns, and you just have to be strong enough to roll the rock away, and it's a watering site on the grasslands. Meg, it's sunset. The fires are going.
Yes, and well, I was just looking up how expensive a pan flute is. There's, I was hoping because I have a proficiency in pan flute, and I was thinking, oh, I could be playing my pan flute, sort of very, very hesitantly, not nearly as good as our resident bard here, but like awkwardly trying to accompany. However, pan flutes cost 12 gold, and so
Wow.
Wait a
unless
minute.
I've picked up a pan flute on my travels, I just looked up pan flute. 12 gold seems like a lot for a pan flute, but
I'll say you can for 2 gold pieces you can find a regular human flute and play
how many
that
gold pieces?
1.
Yeah.
Keep asking
Well,
because then.
It's got to be 2 because a regular flute is 2 gold. So, but if you let me play, yeah, I'll. So I have like a beat up flute that I don't really know how to play because I know how to play the pan flute. But all I could find that I could afford was this beat up human flute, and and so wow, the looks I'm getting from Sybil, I'm sure. I like this a lot. So yeah, so I am trying to accompany on my.
It's a kid's wooden human kid's wooden flute that you would find as like a gift.
Not as bad as a recorder, but not as bad as like a recorder because those are just loud and obnoxious. But something, yeah.
But
I like it. I like it a lot.
there's certainly enough people selling crap to all the people going by. You can find a simple
I like it.
child's flute.
I like it. Thank you.
You can play it at a -2. It only has 4 holes. It doesn't have a reed. You have to blow over the hole. It's a simple kid's flute. So you guys are trying to do that. And Tyler, what is Tristan doing? Angrily sharpening his sword by the firelight?
Tristan is definitely going to be sharpening his weapons, and unfortunately, I'm not that great at keeping it to a good rhythm. So I'm going to ask politely if maybe the ladies could play something so I could sharpen along to the rhythm. Would you consider it, ladies?
Something with rhythm. Flute.
Schling.
Flute.
Schling. A lyre and a flute could sound like the beginning of Kung Fu. Let's guess
Everything you ever wanted from Bard's Tale, right here.
Oh, there we go.
But that would be lovely, yes.
Do you want us to roll for that?
Sure, let's roll for it.
What's a musical instrument roll?
I think it's performance,
Oh,
which is under charisma.
Oh, I love this. This is great. So, okay, yeah, let's. So I got a natural 20.
Nice.
-1 for my charisma, -2 for my beat up human flute, for a 17. Not bad.
Hoot hoot.
But you rolled a 20, so that's the important thing.
But I
You rolled
rolled
a
a
natural.
20.
So, it looks like a beat up flute, but it was actually very well made. So we're going to say it's not it was just a beat up nice flute. So, Sybil, this little leafy gnome type person, is there any particular emotion you're trying to evoke with the music, Orly?
Well, I'm just following Bill's lead. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like trying.
What's
Yeah,
the vibe?
So whatever
What's
she's
the
playing,
vibe,
I'm trying
Sybil?
to accompany.
I am going for the vibe of fresh toasted bread with butter melting on it.
Ooh, that sounds
Okay.
awesome.
So, you don't know how a flute could sound like bread, but it does.
Well
I'm
done.
trying to figure out the dice roller website. I think I have to pick a different one.
It's
It's
okay.
a toast with a beat.
That's right.
Yeah, you know how toast makes you feel real warm and happy?
Yeah, but it's got to have a beat too for Tyler, so it's
Oh,
toast
yeah.
with a beat.
Yeah, it's like buttering the bread. Okay, I found a better site. 16, so a total of 21.
Awesome. So you guys start to
That's
attract
good.
you start to attract a crowd. Definitely start to attract a crowd. Let's see here. Is it exclamation point and then roll?
Yes.
Is there?
Exclamation, roll, and then the number.
So you finish the song, and various copper and silver pieces get thrown at you, totaling 6 golds.
Damn. Good job.
Okay.
This blade gonna be sharp as hell.
I will.
Everyone claps. So there's like 30 people around your campfire. With some have tears in their eyes. Well, you got 21. She rolled 20, so you know
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Sybil will graciously split this evenly with her accompanier. But
I
she'll
show
be sure-
appropriate gratitude.
She'll be sure to give you all the copper coins.
Yes,
Oh.
I like it. Nice. That's a nice touch.
See, you got 8 and I got 1. See, that's fair. That's right. See, that's how that works. So somebody says, "You and the leafy child are really good," you know. And they call out the name of some common pub type jingoistic human song like "Dirty Sally" or something like that. You don't know that song.
Or do you?
No.
No.
You
I
don't.
think I'm too fancy to know that song.
You don't know, any, you don't know what this house music is they talk about. No, you don't. Yeah, they're talking about jigs and reels and things, and you're just looking at them like whatever. And then a voice from the back there's Adriel and Evan Cott, which is a ballad you know.
Okay.
And you're
so
looking, you can't see who said it beyond the fire, but it was you assume a guy's voice, sort of deep, and
Okay.
the accent of it was definitely elven.
Okay. Well, I will do the fanciest starting strum I can on my lyre, and then start singing it, and hope, or just assume that my small accompanist will just join if she can.
Okay, so Adriel and Evan Cott is a classic thing. When humans, elves, and dwarves were cooperating against evil, and Evan Cott, the handsome human prince, fell in love with Adriel, and they stayed together. But of course, he's human, so he aged and died.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like Baron and Luthien.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Alright, well, I rolled.
It's a very recurring theme because elves are hot and human men are stupid.
Or horny. Yes.
Hey!
You're actually probably like a stupid human guy if you don't fall in love when you meet an elven princess, to be blunt. I mean, they are otherworldly, beautiful princesses, so, yeah.
My intelligence of 8 is average.
There you go, see?
As long as the stat is long enough to reach my body, it's fine.
Yes.
So I rolled again for that. Got a 17, so total 22.
22. And, here you go. It's your thing to screw up, Orly. Are you going to kick in on this one, or not?
Oh, well, I mean,
Really honk
really
this
just
one
like
out.
a note here and there, just like, ooh, I can tell that this, this sequence is coming around again, and one of my notes is going to fit in with this, so I'm going to play this note right now. But that's very, yeah. So it's actually a 9 for the -2 on the flute. So.
Oh, you're not getting the -2 because you rolled a 20 right off the bat.
-2. Sweet.
You
Yeah.
missed-
Okay. So I got an 11. I got an 11.
We misappraised the flute. Misappraised.
That's right. That's right.
You rolled a
So
natural 20 right off the bat. So you didn't F it up. You didn't really add to it. You were there.
The best we could have hoped
And
for.
you did a very good job. And another round of coins comes in.
I'll be like visibly annoyed that I have to keep moving my little piles of stuff away from the fire and the growing crowd, trying to like keep space around my little piles of stuff that I've found.
Yeah. People are murmuring about this strange child who collects arrowheads. Like, who's this strange kid who's all dressed up? Yeah, the human.
Where's his mom?
Towering over you. You know, it's a little intimidating being around all these giant people.
He's an adult.
Clunky feet. Well, they're also big and noisy and trompy, They're not particularly, like you don't mind hanging out with Sybil and with Orly because, they're not as noisy and clumsy and just freaking loud as the rest of the humans are. I mean, they're like a friggin' marching band. They tromp over everything. It's this big thing of just big clumsy giants you're running around with. Makes you feel safer though, because you're certainly not the first thing people are going to go after. Plenty of places to hide. So, all told, coppers, silvers, everything else. Ed, hold on a second. I got a work call.
And Sybil, for this round of coin, I will definitely give that all to you.
Good, I got the stuff. It's in my van.
Whatever it ends up being, I'll give you like a little tip.
Yeah.
What time do you need me there?
So does this mean he's got his headset for speaker, but he's using the computer microphone?
I don't know.
No, I'm dreaming about work.
I mean, I do that all the time because I switch back and forth and I forget to change the settings.
We have a whole bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. I can definitely be there at 6. Do you want me to? Oh yeah.
Well, I would like to say very well done. That made it super easy for me to sharpen my edges. I feel great.
Yeah.
Well done, ladies.
Thank you.
We should travel together. Maybe I can work crowd control.
Okay, however you want to do it, man.
All right, sorry, I'm back. What are we doing?
Where are the sling?
We're waiting for Lance to get off the phone.
I was roughing up this halfling that was kind of sitting around in the crowd.
Oh. Me? You're roughing up me?
Well, just
Oh, was that you?
Go-
I was kind of
oh,
stomping all over the pots and stuff.
That's rude. I'll be pushing you away from my pots,
I'm just kidding.
like my earthenware.
I will be in the shop for 6.
I'm just kidding. I was telling them
Erect
thank you
little-
for.
Elect little string fences around them.
Sound good?
What's he hammering these little stakes into the ground for? Why is he digging with a
We
trowel?
got it.
Give the smallest guy the smallest shovel. This is not right.
Oh, I've got a mule too. Just so we all
Oh,
know.
nice. Oh, yeah,
Well,
keep
that's
track of
fine.
that.
Like it wasn't there
I
a
got
fucking
a
backup.
mule. I got a mule with all the fixins.
Ridiculous, it doesn't. But I will be. So I will be at the shop at 6. I'll give you a ring. I'll make sure I have everything on the van. I got the stuff. I got the oil. I got another acid test kit just in case. I got the friggin' filter dryers. I got the compressor right in the back of my truck, and we'll go there. We'll knock it out. Be fine. I got a quarter of a tank on my end.
So I'm not super sure how we're gonna
Alright.
work in the abbot's head with this. We'll have to see how that rolls out. But
Yeah, I love it though.
I think that place will be great. We get a little place that we can go to. We can run out and find like trophies and things
We're gonna knock
as
it out.
part of our adventuring and put it up on the walls to attract customers. Bards playing music all the time.
It will
Pimply
go-
kids in the stable. No problem. All problem solved.
I know. Well, we respond. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna knock it right out. Okay. Well, oh boy. But I got something to do here, but I gotta go. But I will see you right. I will call you from the shop at 6, and we will go over everything we need from the shop, and then I'll bring everything over there, and we'll get the little son of a bitch in there. Promise. Okay. Alrighty. I'll see you tomorrow. No problem, man. Anytime. Good night. Yeah, it's like talking to my brother. Oh, he's hammered. Oh, boy. So, hey, guys. How you doing?
That dude seemed to need some convincing, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, yeah. We have a minus 20 freezer at Duke full of severed human heads.
Who doesn't?
That does not have a backup system.
Oh.
No.
So the head of maintenance sent 2 guys around, and they bought all the dry ice in the county, and they put some stuff in another freezer they got, and they have other stuff on dry ice in another freezer, and I spent my afternoon doing a hut line with severed human heads wrapped in red plastic. And,
Wow.
Like you do.
Holy Christ.
and you can tell where the
Living your
nose
own
is.
D&D adventure.
You can tell where the nose is. You can tell where the ears are. Just 3 layers of shrink wrap, red opaque shrink wrap, and then black markers with the lot numbers and things, and 2 torsos, 14 heads, and some limbs are in this room. Good times. Anyway, that's what I'm doing tomorrow, is changing a compressor and then going to the lemur center and starting the lemur center stuff up so that they can research hibernating lemurs so we can go to Mars.
Yep,
And then,
that's the steps.
because lemurs are the only primates that hibernate, and we really need to know how to make people hibernate, because we can't pack enough peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in a spaceship to make it all the way to Mars if everyone's eating every day. So,
Interesting.
yes. That's why I like Dungeons and Dragons. So, people clap. They like your rendition of Adriel and Evan Cott. And they start yelling out, "Freebird!" You know what that song is. You know what that song is. And other songs, and then that same elven voice, which you can't quite place, off in the darkness because you're on one side of the fire and there's voices from the other side of the fire. Says the name of a song. This time he says it in full bore elven, and he says in elven, the name of the song is "The Sun and the Moon." Pretty classic elven songs. "The Sun and the Moon," which doesn't have any words. It's an instrumental thing. Are you gonna play it?
Yes, but before I do, is it possible to roll perception to see if I can't maybe see this guy,
Sure.
or look in the crowd for him?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, I don't think I did because I rolled a 3, so a total of 4, or no, a total of 6.
You know that it's coming from. You're looking at your head to the left. To the right seems to be. You think it's somewhere over to the left, but you can't narrow down who exactly it is. So yeah, roll to see how well you play it.
Yep. I rolled a 16 plus 5, so a total of 21.
Wow.
Hoot
Okay,
hoot.
don't screw it up, Orly.
Yeah, no, so here's the thing. She's playing more and more complex.
It's very
tunes,
complex. Yes.
This is actual music.
Yes.
And at this point I'm just gonna put the flute down and just enraptured watch her play.
Do you even speak Elven? To know what they're asking for? I don't.
I don't know. I don't speak Elven. I have no idea what they're yelling.
Couldn't tell you.
I just yeah.
The Sun and the Moon is sort of the elven version of classical gas. It's a complex string arrangement of classical elven sort of music. You're almost breaking a sweat, Sybil, playing that. And that gets a very rousing roll of applause.
Okay. At that point, I am going to essentially put my lyre away and only do 3 songs for this evening.
People are like, "Oh, come on, oh!" And,
Gotta leave him wanting more.
right. So you pocket your 8 gold from the 60 odd people that are thickly gathered around the fire, and then that same elven voice is somehow pretty close to you guys, and you look up, and there's a very tall elf in leaf scale armor with his hood up, and he is smiling at you, and he says, "You don't find music like that on the trail very often."
Okay, Sybil is finally is happy to get like a good look at this person that's been shouting requests at her. Can you say a little bit more about like what this person looks like, or like what my general vibe of them might be from like context?
Sure. They're pretty obviously a forest elf.
Okay. Side note: are we in a forest? Or are we on like a step plane situation?
Rolling steps with little creeks and copses of trees. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I will say then that I'm surprised to see a wood elf outside of a forest.
He laughs and bows down and says, I am Caladaan, and it's very nice to meet you.
Enchanted. Likewise.
Mm.
Can I roll, like, I don't know, perception or something to see if, like, that name is familiar to me?
History or intelligence would be fine, yes.
Okay. Nope, I've rolled a 2, so. And I don't have anything in intelligence, any modifier. So I will ask him if he would like to sit by the fire with me and sort of the other people that are gathered around.
He says, I must continue my watch, but take this, and I'm sure, Agatha and the cohort would love to hear such lovely playing. And he hands you a glove, an embroidered glove, and bows down again and walks back off into the crowd.
Okay. Cool.
So
I'm gonna look at this glove.
It's a finely made leather glove, elven make, with all this beautiful leaf style embroidery in it. And you can make another history roll or intelligence roll to recognize the seal on the glove.
Okay. 11.
Yeah, he is in the service to a fairly known elven prince's family. So he's some sort of guard or ranger in service to a elven house.
Okay. Alright,
That's
his
who
name
this-
again so I can write it down.
Caladaan.
Okay. Thank you.
Perception check, Orly. Who has the highest passive perception?
Not me. I'm not proficient and I have a +2, so I just got a 12.
11.
Oh,
So it's not that.
I have...
I have a 10. So 11 with.
Is our farmer perceptive, Tristan?
I'm an 11.
with a... Sorry, I'm like having trouble remembering how I calculate what my passive perception is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it
It's
in the
wisdom.
sheet. Yeah, it's wisdom. Right here. And your perception.
Okay, so 15.
Right. Far off, rolling from left to right through the camp, you hear sounds of alarm and eventually screams, and there's this fluttering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's have you folks roll initiative. Bless you, Orly. And
I did mute in time, didn't I?
You did.
you did. I wouldn't want to get a computer virus. If you guys roll.
Oh, that went poorly.
Yes. Roll initiative, please.
That went poorly. I rolled a 4. Where does it show?
So, did you import your character,
I did.
Tyler?
I did.
Did you import it from D&D Beyond after you linked your D&D Beyond account to Discord?
Did I import it again? Let me just see here. Update.
Like after you linked it, if you do the import command and then your the URL of your character sheet.
Oh, I had done that before. Do I need to do it again? Anyway, I got a 4.
Well, but
I go last.
no. Well, before you said you hadn't linked your Discord to your D&D Beyond. So I'm saying.
Oh
Did you
yeah,
import it
I was
after
able
you
to
linked?
I was able to link the character sheet only. I don't know if it didn't throw
What
it in
did you
there.
get? You got a 16, Orly?
I got a 16. Yeah.
Okay, so
12.
you get to go first as this weird bat-like, bird-like thing with 6 little stubby legs and a long pointy beak comes flying at you. There's like a cloud of them. Each one is about the size of a kitten.
The size of a kitten?
I would like to shout die.
Like, are they close enough? Like, are they already in our faces attacking
Yeah,
us?
it's trying to stab you with its beak.
Okay, then I'm going to take a swing at it with my flute.
There you go.
What should I roll for an attack with my flute?
Well,
I am proficient with a quarterstaff. I just don't like. Can I roll my one-handed quarterstaff attack even though it's my flute, or like with a negative or something?
I would just say that you can just do an unarmed strike.
Okay. It's a 20 to hit
Okay, do your damage.
for a big ol' 4 points of damage.
You
And then as a
swat this thing out of the air,
Nice.
right? And someone says the word stirge,
stirge.
which you've never
Swings
seen.
again.
You've never seen one before, but there was a beautiful. It's a beautiful clear night, and there's a moon, and there must be hundreds of them flying around, harassing the entire camp. And some other people come up and step on it for you quickly, and thank you for killing it. So let's, because they flew up on you as a surprise, they like glided right down, but you're at a very high thing. So who is after Orly? Who got less than a 16?
I got a 4.
We got a 15. No? 14. A 13. 12.
Yeah.
Okay, 12. Swat at a stirge. Simple with something. You have nothing at
Can I use my rapier or?
pass the dexterity check, and I'll let you quick draw it.
Okay. 5.
You're drawing your rapier. You don't get to strike with it.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to roll an attack from a stirge.
Oh, Do I have enough to do like a hold action to like hit if something attacks me, or?
You're being attacked right now.
Okay.
How do I get into? Oh, it's frustrating. Here we go. So shift, exclamation point, roll D20, right? Oh, so you get to attack. Make an attack roll.
Ooh, 21.
Roll damage for your rapier.
7.
You cut it in half. So this thing comes up to attack you, and it butts its head against the pommel of your rapier as you draw it, and it sort of tumbles around in the air, confused for a second, and you just determinedly look at it, go shling, and cut the thing in half.
Nice.
Well done.
It's this horrible, gross combination of bird, bug, and bat with a big, long, horrible, pointy proboscis thing.
It's a lot more horrible than what I wrote down in my notes, which was kitten bat.
Kitten bat, the stirge, but it's the size of a puppy or a kitten. You know, it's loaf of bread size thing, killer loaf of bread with wing. So that was around 12. 11? Anyone have 11?
It's Joe before me.
Okay, Joe.
I'm down in the single digits.
Would you please make a dexterity check because the big, fat, horrible, clumsy humans are panicking around you?
Yeah. I'll do a weave and dodge, one of those maneuvers, you know. Dexterity is. I rolled a natural 20.
Hoot!
Everybody's just rolling natural 20s tonight. Huh?
Hell yeah.
Get 'em up. So, roll your free attack, Joe.
Alright. Like with my fists, or can I ready shoot a crossbow at them? I gotta crank the thing, I think, so.
How?
What else?
You would know. Is your character paranoid enough to keep a crossbow loaded all the time, sitting around?
No, he's not.
Okay.
He doesn't
So
have
you
a
can.
loaded crossbow sitting at the.
Do you have a hand? If you have a hand weapon, I'll let you try to do a dexterity check to quick draw it and attack.
Do I have a hand weapon? What is in my inventory? No, I don't. I just have a crossbow bolt. Can I take
What do you eat with? You don't have a dagger in your belt?
Can I get ready to dodge if one comes at me? Can I ready a dodge action instead of my attack?
Sure.
I mean, I got a crowbar.
Okay, hit something with a crowbar, man. It's
I
fine.
don't have my crowbar on me either.
Oh boy.
Can I just ready the crossbow? Or I'll load the crossbow this turn. Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Okay.
Don't ask it like that. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load a crossbow.
You have a stirge stuck to you.
Oh.
Gross.
Hate it.
Roast. Tristan.
What's a fighter to do? I would like to scream that it should die, devil spawn.
You actually see this thing start getting bigger as it. Are you gonna try to cleave it off of your friend?
I got a natural 20 plus 5, so yes, that sounds wonderful.
It's everybody rolling.
Wow.
What is going on? Is this program broken?
I don't know.
Oh my God! what's the likelihood of how many 20s have you guys rolled?
There have been a lot. It's crazy, man.
Mine were with
Like
a
I can.
+5 bonus.
Well, you're very skilled, Anna, so that's different. But this is different. So, you,
25 damage for 10.
ah,
So hopefully that gets it off of the off of the halfling without injuring him too badly.
yeah, you accidentally, or because of forethought, know that these are sort of like flimsy creatures. You hit it with the flat of your blade, and it exploded all over the halfling.
I don't think I have anything that I can do with my bonus action, so I'll just kind of ready my shield.
There's a couple
I
of
will
wings.
I will just yell, "Oh God!"
Make a dexterity check, Preston.
I'm sure.
The halfling always gets it. You always had stuff dropping on Airly. Like, oh, Airly, get out of the way. Giant's gonna fall on you.
You were there on the other side of the tree.
Halfling is always
I rolled
under
a
the bad guy.
19 plus 1. Not a natural 20 this time, just a 19.
Okay, so your mouth was closed and your eyes were closed. You managed to get your hands up.
Lucky you.
And there's no identifiable pieces left of that particular stirge. There's some wings fluttering to the ground. The entire rest of it is obliterated. People are starting to run and panic throughout the camp. You hear a familiar voice, Sybil, and the rest of you. You hear Caladaan, who is standing up on top of a cart and just loosing, just like a semi-auto
Machine gun
pistol.
elf.
Machine gun elf. You have never seen anybody draw on fire so quickly before. Dropping these things out of the...
my way over there.
And people are starting to square up into huddles and waving torches and things like that. Then you see a beautiful, shaggy white horse, which you recognize as Agatha. And Agatha, her hair is still in its tresses, or maybe she was asleep or something. But she has her cudgel, Agatha of the cudgel, and she's in a long dressing gown still, but she has her shield and her breastplates on, but not clipped on the side. And she is riding through the camp saying, "This is but the first test. The evil is upon us, but we will not falter." And you all feel very highly motivated as she rides around swatting stirges out of the air. It looks like a wooden cudgel, but it is actually a very keenly crafted metal cudgel that is cast and things to look like basically a silver shillelagh, basically. And it has a faint glow to it. And she's riding around saying inspirational things, smashing the hell out of this cloud of stirges that are flying around the camp. So that lasts for about 20 minutes. You guys go back to back, smash a couple more stirges, and eventually they're all gone. And a general, cheer goes up throughout the camp.
Huzzah! Yay!
And people start gathering them up and wondering if they can eat them. And
Yeah. I was totally gonna look at is it an animal? Because if there are any alive, I would actually have liked to try to talk to one before they all got killed to see because I can communicate with small beasts, but I don't know if they're like a beast or a magical thing or a monster or whatever. So,
all you sense from the buzzing and whirring and squeaking of the stirges is this insatiable hunger, Orly.
Okay.
That's a stirge.
Stirge, yeah.
It's like a little ball sack with wings.
6 little legs. People generally say they look unwholesome. They're not going to eat them. And they start putting them in piles and burning them.
Well, I'm just going to go around and start picking them up. If I see them, I'm gonna. I was going to say take a trophy, but I don't. I don't really think so. This job has just got to get done, so I'm gonna. I'm gonna start picking them up and tossing them in the fire.
Can I roll a nature roll to see if there's anything useful about a stirge?
Sure, you can. What'd you get?
Which was? Oh no, it's just the second one. I got a 4 plus 4 and 8. So no, not very knowledgeable. I guess.
You guys see that picture?
Ugh.
Not very cool.
Ugh. Yeah. Some other person's collecting them, and they look like more of an herbalist than you, and they're collecting saliva glands because apparently, there's a contact, pain relieving saliva because they sneak up on you and they numb your skin when you're sleeping, and then they suck your blood. So their saliva is sort of this numbing sort of stuff.
I got that with an 8? Or
No,
somebody
someone else. Someone else tells you because, just keep the head and they just show you where the saliva gland is, and it goes down a channel and thing, and they shake their head because we're not going to sleep well with these little bastards flying around all the way to the city.
Hmm.
No. Who's cooking? You guys haven't eaten yet tonight.
Cook, I have a mess kit. Let me see.
Or you can buy stuff off the wagon people. They have food. Simple has enough money. You can buy that food.
And I'll try to cook my own meal.
Okay.
I've got a
Well,
mess kit
yeah.
too.
Immediately go wash off any bad demon gunk that got on her before she does anything else.
Any magic users in the group? We got Simples.
No, but I mean, I think I've got some general rations, some trade goods type stuff.
How do you do the skill out of the
Asterisk check, or I'm sorry, exclamation point check.
is survival appropriate? Oh my god, I fucking critically failed my survival check.
Yes, survival is appropriate.
Because I'm lucky.
My survival check didn't go much better.
Oh my god, thank you. Being a halfling.
Lucky.
Nice.
It all balances out. It all balances out.
All right, well, I got a 14. Does anybody want what I'm making? It is not stirge related.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll sidle up to Tristan's fire. See if I can catch
I had
him.
a 19 and I got a mess kit and stuff for cooking.
Nice. Well, what I try to cook turns into like a burned mess of something completely. Like I try to cook a sturge. That's what I try to do. And it doesn't work.
Tastes a bit
I
like
beg
blood
some dinner off of
sausage.
Preston and Tristan.
I couldn't feel like blood sausage after I saw what happened to that gnome.
No.
So yeah.
Is it survival or wisdom for cooking?
Sur-
Okay. I have like some rations, I guess, and so.
Well, I think 2 of us cooked food, so we could probably just get enough out of that, right?
Oh, okay.
So did you buy human preserved rations or dwarven or elven or what kind of rations would you have bought?
I don't know. It was just in my background.
I think it would probably
like
be elven.
stuff you
Just
get.
make it up. You can make it up.
No, but I'm just asking you, if you had your druthers, when you were buying
Yeah.
rations in a big marketplace, would you buy the stuff from the humans? Would you buy the stuff from elves? Would you buy dwarven rations? Would you just buy a piece of cheese? What would you buy?
No, she would certainly buy the nicest elven rations.
So you take out a leaf, and you unwrap a leaf, and there's a vaguely leaf-shaped piece of bread, which is almost cooked golden brown, but it's stamped with a leaf imprint on it. You know, and when you unwrap it, people look at you like, "Wow, what does that smell?" Somehow, when you unwrap this elven bread, it's warm to the touch, like someone just took it out of the oven.
Mm.
And then the magic of the leaf sort of fades a little bit, you know.
Okay.
And you eat that leaf-shaped bread, and you're like, oh, somehow that's enough. And you're like, those elves, they think of everything.
One small bite's enough to fill the stomach of a grown man.
Yes, yes. People are like, wow, elven rations. If you've ever been in a hungry camping trip, warm, well-cooked food smells travel like you wouldn't believe, you know, campfire. So yeah, let's go through and describe what sort of sleeping arrangement / camping gear each of you would have.
Bedroll.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bedroll, but I'm not gonna like lay it out next to the fire. If there's a a little hollow by a rock or a tree, a tree. You said there were some trees, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to sleeping outside. Maybe I'm usually in a forest, but still, like I nestle up next to something natural at my back.
All right. So are you going to sleep in amongst all the humans near the fires, or are you going to go to the edge of the camp, or go to the nearest copse of trees and cozy up underneath the trees and disguise yourself, or what do you
Well,
feel?
no, I'm not going that far. I'm just not going to go like right. I sort of assume they're humans kind of right around the fires, and I would be one circle out from them. How's that?
Right. So there's a large, fairly connected circle of wagons that they circle up at night. And there's a couple different circles of wagons sort of spaced. So they uncircle in the morning, travel, circle up at night. And there's little gaps in between these big circles of wagons. And people generally have their fires and camps inside the circles of wagons. And sometimes there's a copse of trees nearby or whatever. So you could try tuck under a wagon. Or if there's a tree within the circle, you'd like to be, into the trees or whatever. You do that. Okay. And so you have a tent or just a bedroll, or are you hiding yourself somehow, or?
Yeah, I just have a bedroll. I don't know what tent.
Okay. Anna?
Can I say I spend, I think it's 2 gold for a tent?
Yeah. You could even be, have a hired wagon and be in a wagon with,
Oh, how much would that be? Or how much, how would you want me to do that? That sounds her speed.
You could spend a gold piece and someone would put you up in a wagon. No problem.
Okay, I will do that.
'Cause might feel safer sleeping up in a wagon with covers all around you.
Yeah,
Off
and you're
the
rolling
ground.
in coin tonight, so.
And so you've been making a very good living, so you can find accommodations in train, as it were.
Yeah,
You
I will
find-
do that. I'm going to find someone to rent me a wagon. I have my own bedroll, which I will spread over the top of their bed or whatever the setup is, and sleep with a or rest, I guess. I only need 4 hours with my dagger under my pillow.
Alrighty. So you find a wagon from one of the camp followers. That's a food wagon that has a brick oven on it, and it's easier for you to just spend a gold and they let you sleep there because you're done meditating and up early in the morning anyway. And when they start the fires, they make the bread for everybody. And it's fairly warm and cozy in there. Preston, the kid.
I've got all the things I need on my mule, Hermes. 2-person 10. Hermes, my mule. Yeah, he's barded too. He has little leather suit that I've made for him.
That is adorable.
I know how to do leather working, so Hermes, my mule, is staked with a piton next to my 2-person tent and my bedroll that's all set up nicely with my piles of shit that I've collected. Artifacts. My piles of artifacts that I've collected. I stick my 10-foot pole, out in front of my tent just in case I need to grab it as soon as I get out of my tent. Very important that I have that. And I will load my crossbow now and leave it loaded by my bedroll in my 2-person tent.
Okay. You're sleeping outside, Tristan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of over by the fire. I've got all of my stuff with me.
Tristan, I'll pay you a copper coin to sleep in front of my wagon as
I'll make that happen.
security.
Not a problem. Did you see me strike that bat out of the sky? I'm happy to do that. Yes.
Hey, speaking of weapons, I do curl up with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Yeah. I got used to sleeping with my M60 machine gun when I was in the army, like a great big metal teddy bear.
That's exactly, yeah, except for mine's just a wooden stick, but yeah.
And I would wake up with an impression of the feet and everything on my face. Let's see. All right. So there are people that volunteer to watch. The rangers watch these. There are some professionals around, and they watch and bang a shield and tell you what hour it is of the clock, and they trade off. So you do hear Caladaan out there saying what hour it is, and he's patrolling around there at night. A couple people. There is some disturbances. A couple people report stirges trying to sneak in and crawl in, but they're at the edges of the camp, and you guys aren't at the edges of the camp. But it is not the most restful night for the camp. And so you guys get up in the morning. You have rested. No one's had any injuries. How or where are you guys eating breakfast in the morning?
Fire.
Just start right around the table. Anna, you get woken up by the baker. You stop your meditations. You meet the baker. The baker's there. The baker has servants who have gone around, and they have a whole other wagon of wood, and they start loading and starting the fire in the brick ovens very early in the morning.
Well, I will get up and give the baker whatever the customary price is for a nice white fluffy breakfast bun from them.
Okay?
Preston, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Have to re-roll that again.
I'm not really sure you want to have that Texas toast and turd sandwich.
I got him to re-roll that one. That was a natural one again. Why am I getting these horrible rolls and horribly good rolls?
Get them on breakfast, man.
Yep.
Don't get them on death saves or... No.
Alright, so the re-roll of that is a 13 plus 3, 16. So survival check with my mess kit again to
So what sort of
Like,
provision?
man,
Yeah. What sort of provisions have you chosen to bring along? Like half?
I have a bunch of rations on my mule. I've got also food for Hermes. So I've got some days worth of feed in sacks strapped to him. If he can't graze, I don't know where we are. If I can forage for food, I'll try to forage for food with my survival check. If it's too over foraged at this point with a number of people,
Yeah. But you have halfling. You bought halfling rations and a halfling place.
Yep, halfling rations at a halfling place.
All right. So you have this hardtack and smoked fish and like fish jerky, basically, and cheese and dried apples and like 25 different things. Because you eat, what, 6 times a day? 5, 6 times
Yeah,
a day?
I think so. Damn it.
5 or 6
Probably
times.
some tea. I'm from a fancy place. So,
When you're roughing it in the field, you eat like 5 times a day.
yeah, right. You gotta cut one off.
Right, half as much. You have a lovely fresh stuff from the baker, Sybil, and the wagons, the rangers, and the watch are yelling and get everything moving, and the wagons start to move to the road. And how are you guys traveling? You've got Hermes. You pack up good old Hermes, and I imagine Sybil has paid her way on the wagon. And so how are Orly and Preston moving? Are you walking with everybody?
Yeah.
Or are you...
I mean, if they're walking speed, then I'll be walking.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely a bunch of people, definitely walking. You could... Plenty of spaces on wagons, a lot of wagons. And you guys travel. You're doing about 20 miles a day.
Whoa, that is amazing.
Well,
I'm not against it.
the guard...
I'm for it.
Yep. You guys walk all day, and at this point, the very weak and the infirm and things like that, they've stopped earlier in the campaign. You already stopped at 3 different places, so the next they haul it up, and some of the guards go forward, and one of the captains, Caladaan, is there, and says, we need a wagon of volunteers to scout out the next, decrepit fort. And they haul the wagon around, and they're cheering, "Ooh, but help, this, whatever."
I'll volunteer.
Volunteer.
Tristan will volunteer.
Okay. So, anybody else?
100%.
Well, if they make...
Volunteer myself as
Yeah.
well, so I can get first dibs on anything.
If they make the fort sound like an interesting place that I've never been before, then I definitely want to go see what it's about.
It's a fallen human fort that used to be run by a order of knights from the city that has fallen 80 to 110 years ago. And they generally clear them out as they come along, rebuild them a little bit, leave people and supplies there, and keep driving the campaign east to the Witch City. That's sort of the plan. You've seen it happen 2 or 3 times. There's a barrel of simple hand weapons from volunteers and stuff they find on the wagon. So if you need a short sword or a hand axe or some simple weapon, you can usually find it there. Definitely plenty of cudgels and clubs and, quarterstaffs.
Yeah, I'm
and
supposed
things.
to have two simple weapons.
Yeah. So if you guys need a simple weapon, you can definitely scrounge one up from the campaign in the barrel. So Caladaan is there. Are you going to volunteer, Sybil, or are you hanging back? Or
So I'm glad you said Caladaan was there, because I think I'm probably going to want to follow up on the glove he gave me, but if that's something that it's going to take 5 minutes, like, obviously I'm going to join the expedition.
So he raises an eyebrow and helps you onto the wagon. Goes, brave and talented. And he goes, and he leans, and he says, he asks about the rapier. Where'd you get the rapier? He asks.
Oh, this old thing? I've had it for years.
Well, you'll certainly get some used to it. I'm going to ride around the back and reconnoiter there, but you're headed to this simple tower. It's the same layout as the other forts. So before he says what he's going to do, he gathers you guys around and takes his dagger out and gets some stones and draws in the dirt. So basically, there's a stone watchtower, and then there's a mountain bailey around it, which is the earthworks. And then there's a simple wooden palisade around the crest of the mountain bailey. So, real simple. So, there's a little bit of an incline, there's a wooden wall, then it goes into a dry moat or semi-wet moat, depending on how things have aged. Then it goes uphill again, and at the top of the little hill in the middle is a stone tower. It generally has 4 or 5 floors, depending on how knocked down it is. Simple enough?
Sounds good.
Simple enough.
Simple enough. And sometimes there's a corral outside for horses, or a simple outbuilding, or sometimes a farmsteader will be near the house. You know what I mean? It varies, but that's what you guys are going to go explore. It's rolling grassland with knee-high to a human grass, much higher for you, Orly and Preston. You guys can duck down and hide pretty well in the grass. It is early fall, so the grass is sort of a golden brown, various little sprays of green here and there, and about a little over knee-high to a human grass. So, how would you guys like to approach the tower?
All right. Well, now you say that there's a tower in the center, and is there a watchtower in front of the Wat and Bailey, or the Mott and Bailey, or is that all around the tower?
No, it's just a circular mountain bailey with a palisade wall and a single stone tower in the middle.
Gotcha. All right. Well, do we see anything out there, or is it just kind of from a distance, or is it something we need to kind of explore to get up on?
It looks like it doesn't have a complete roof. It looks like it's sort of broken on top, and it definitely has 4 or 5 big breaks in the wall.
All right. Well, Orly, Preston, how do you feel about running up and seeing what you can see under the cover of the long grasses? And give us a high sign if we should come out.
I don't know what a high sign is, but I'll go look. I want to see what's up there.
These weird humans and their weird human words.
I just want to see what's going on.
That's fair.
There might be something interesting over there.
All right. Well, why don't you look at one of those breaks in the wall and give us a come hither, or come back.
Oh, okay. If I don't come back, that means come hither.
Okay.
Stealth checks?
So can I cast guidance on myself before
Sure.
this? It's a cantrip. I'm going to use up one of those. So the next proficiency check of my choice, I get a d4 that I can add to it. And we're rolling a stealth. And do I have to use it beforehand?
What method of
Four,
divination?
okay.
What method of divination are you going to use as like a totem thing, Preston, to do your guide?
It's not a totem thing, right? So I have one of my toolkits on my belt,
Right.
because I'm an artificer, and I'm going to use that, this set of compasses and, little tools and adjustments to those to sort of figure out when I need to, I don't know, pay attention next, or whatever it is that I'm.
So you're not throwing bones or
No.
looking
This is
at
all
tea
very
leaves.
scientific. This is
Okay,
all very
so-
scientific.
So you're seeing what time of day it is and looking at
Yeah, I'm going to test the wind, maybe.
you're looking at the numerological tables. You're counting how many paces it is to the tower, turning that into
Feeling
a
the
number.
lumps on my scalp and trying to, figure out whether there's the right number of lumps.
Okay. Awesome. So do your stealth check with your guidance.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually not going to use it on the guidance. I'm not going to use guidance on this particular check.
Okay.
Do it on the.
I thought you were going to cast, Spirit Guardians and just walk into the tower.
Yeah, that 5th level spell. I just cast that and we walk right through. Everything dies. What am I rolling here? Shall. I get an 11.
Okay.
I had a 16.
You guys are creeping up through the grass, and the wagon is well back, about a football field away. And you definitely see one or two heads with pointy ears look above the palisade wall and duck back down again. You don't quite know if they saw you or not.
Pointy ears like elves?
Perception check.
Nine.
Really big pointy ears. They could be elves.
Oh, I think they're elves. I'm just going to keep walking up to the wall. I think there's elves in there.
Great. Preston, you see a definite ugly bug eyes and a definite green tint, and you don't think they're elves, Preston. Did you hear me?
Joe?
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say no. No, those aren't. Stay down. I'll try to be as quiet as possible with that, but
You sure? Their ears are really pointy.
they're bug-eyed and green.
I'm bug-eyed and green. What's wrong with bug-eyed and green?
Then maybe they're forest gnomes. Are there forest gnomes out here that you know of?
Not with ears that big.
Then they're goblins. Then.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, I guess. Did it look like they? We couldn't tell if they saw us or not. So can we, from their position, can we try to get a better view of where they are?
Their heads popped up and went down.
Sneak off. Okay, they popped up and went down. So, what I'm saying is, is there a place I can sneak to that's like advantageous, since I know where they are now?
Sure.
Like,
You
can
go
I
off. You could go off to the left and
that's farther
Yeah.
from them, or
yeah. You could go off to the left and look through the gap in the wall. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I'll just continue my stealth up there to the wall. You want me to roll again, or just keep the original one?
Roll again, please. keep
Okay.
the best one, I guess.
No, that other one was my perception check. The 12 is the one I rolled for the stealth check. They just look the same. That's all.
There's a little smoldering fire. You and Orly smell sort of a horrible cooking or burnt meat or something like that as the wind changes. And you hear chattering and some scurrying around that you see when you look in the side opening of the wall, Preston. And you definitely hear the phrase "Bree Yark" a couple of times. Do any of you speak?
I
What
speak
lang-
Goblin.
Who speaks Goblin?
Orly speaks Goblin.
You hear horrible swearing in Goblin and stuff about wake up and mostly wake up, get up, and horrible swearing. Very potty mouth Goblins.
Oh no, I think they heard us. Did you hear that? They're waking everybody up.
Oh my god. We gotta warn the others.
So is this a come back or a come hither?
I will have been dragging my 10-foot pole with me, and I will wave my 10-foot pole, sort of a signal.
Okay, that's our sign to get up there.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So it takes. Are you dashing, charging, on horseback? Who's getting out of there? How?
How far away are we?
Well, the person with the wagon, you see a signal. The person on the wagon goes, "Ha!" And the barded horse in the wagon starts trotting towards it. And there's a couple of people still in the wagon. In 2 or 3 turns, you guys will be right up where Orly and Preston are.
Okay, and we don't see anything. Is that correct?
No, you see.
We see that
Preston
we've been
waving
told
a
to come
pole.
up. All right. I was going to say, all right. It doesn't sound like. If it sounds like, excuse me. If so, the high sign was that we were supposed to go up, or that there was a problem. So I'll smash my my sword on my shield, and make a bunch of noise in one direction.
Okay. And you're running up to where Preston and Orly are.
Yes.
Okay.
Or-
As the wagon approaches and you guys get up there, I assume you're hunkering down, Orly and Preston, to wait for the cavalry to show up.
Yeah, I mean, can we shoot through that little crack? Can I
Certainly.
shoot through that little crack?
Certainly.
Can I shoot at one of those goblins through that little crack?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do that. But roll. Nope, that's not right. I'm gonna do this right at some point. Trust me. I'm gonna learn all these commands. Alright, so I rolled a 8 to hit. But I guess that doesn't do it.
You don't know if you hit anybody. You fired into a bunch of scurrying goblins that are behind the palisade wall. You heard some definite reactions as your crossbow bolt flew through this bunch of goblins. They're all trying to get ready. Do you speak Goblin, Preston, or does only who does?
I don't speak Goblin.
I do
It's
not.
just Orly.
I
Is it-
don't. Yeah, I learned all the little people languages, so I know Goblin and Halfling and Gnomish.
There seems to be a crisis of leadership happening inside the Goblin Fort.
Lucky for us.
You don't see any goblins running away, but you hear them. You hear some cries and whip cracking and some weapon type stuff, and you hear it too, Preston. And there seems to be some marshaling of the troops happening, and perhaps not all the goblins really want to face the humans, and at least some of them are running away. at the back end of the, out the back end of the fort into the ground.
Preston, I think they think you're much scarier than you are.
Well, let them continue to think that. I'm going to try to shoot another round down in there whenever.
You get to load and fire once more before the wagon shows up.
Hey, can I cast Minor Illusion?
Absolutely,
And,
you can do that at will, I think.
I've never had this before. Now I have a spell that I am going to create a loud roar. Yeah, because I can do a sound or an image, not both. Yeah.
Right.
So
Come on in.
yeah, so it'll be a
I'm not on camera.
it'll be a
I love you.
loud, like
Want you to have
very
a great
scary
night, okay?
sound that I would run away from
Hey,
You-
if I
I
were
love you.
a goblin.
Do you have any performance type skills like acting
No.
or? Okay, so it's just a rawr. So it's an amplified.
Well, but I mean, I can make it any sound. Like I can make a lion's roar. I can make it's. I mean, according
What-
to the spell description.
What roars has Orly heard?
What roars in the forest? I mean, I honestly I don't. How about a wolf's howl? How about a wolf's howl?
It's a
Yeah.
bear shooting
Okay.
crossbow bolts at them.
Rawr. So
Who's louder, a wolf or a bear?
you've definitely seen bears. You could do a bear.
All right.
roar.
Okay, let's do a big bear growl, but like as loud as I can with this cantrip.
Absolutely. So you do a terrifying bear noise, and the goblins react like, "Oh my God, they have a bear! It's a bear! It's a crossbow! It's a bear with a crossbow! It's a bear with a crossbow!"
Cross bear.
That's absolutely
Very
one day.
cross bear.
The wagon shows up. You guys are 2 moves away from the palisade wall. As you jump off the wagon, and you're there, in knee-high grass with your scout team, and you visibly see at least 3 or 4 goblins running out of the back of the fort, carrying stuff.
For my second roll to attack, I rolled a 13. I don't know if that is anything.
You roll damage for your crossbow.
It was 4.
You strike and hear a horrible shriek, and drop a goblin.
Nice. Well done.
I got one.
So, Meg, your character hears the rough translation of Philip! They got Philip!
No.
Preston, you got one. You got one.
The goblin version of Philip. You need to translate that.
He had a family.
That's right, yeah, fam.
Alright, so what are you guys doing, I guess? You get there?
All right.
You
Well,
get off the wagon. So, Sybil and Tyler, you're off the wagon. Caladaan comes up on his beautiful horse with a couple of the rangers. He goes, "Press forward, we're going around." And he gallops off through the grass, taking a wide right-hand turn.
all right. I'd like to yell, "Follow me!" and move into that space. Is there anything around?
There's knee-high grass and then an incline, then the palisade walls, and you see a couple little green heads and eyeballs sticking between the palisades, decrepit palisade walls, and the spear points and things are coming up, and lots of chattering and yelling. But at this point, an ineffectual rain of 4 or 5 arrows lands here, there, about you guys as you advance. Let's go right down the list.
If I hear Kaladin yelling that he's going around the back, I'll yell back. There's 3 of them running out the back. Just so he knows how many there are.
He goes, "We got him! We got him!"
And I cast Dissonant Whisper on whichever little green guy I can see, like, closest to me.
Cast away. Give us a description. That sounds like a Duran Duran song. This
Yeah. I'm sorry, I've never played anyone with magic before. What do I roll for that?
Can you just click
look
the
at the
spell in D&D Beyond?
Oh yeah.
You can
usually-
type the spell in here, I think. Spell.
Asterisk or exclamation spell?
Okay. It's instantaneous. The target has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. He's our goblin. No.
And so
If
they
they don't,
Okay.
what happened?
So, I sort of scan the battlements or what have you, and then point to one of the goblins that I see, and then I don't. Let's see. No one else can hear it, but suddenly the goblin seems to be in horrific pain, and he's sort of clutching his ears, and it's a, let me roll the damage.
Nice. That's a first level spell?
Yeah.
Damn.
3d6?
3d6. That's what I was saying.
3d6, yep. 3d6.
Oh, so you stroke your leer or something. I assume you have some magical stuff to do to cast the spell.
I broke it?
And you choose a goblin, lock eyes to this goblin, do the spell, and the goblin grabs his ears and shakes his head, and his head gets a little bit bigger, and his nose bleeds, and his entire head explodes.
Oh.
It should be 10 points of damage is the total.
Yeah, 10 points of psychic damage to a goblin that only has a 5 or 6 points. You blow its head off. And
Nice.
that explosion, that goblin head explosion, is enough to cause a general breakdown in command and control at the goblin fort.
Nice.
Well
so
done.
Orly hears, "Run for it! They've got a wizard!" And they break and run from the fort. And as they break and run out of the back of the fort, you hear the telltale of elven archers and the Caladaan and 3 or 4 elven rangers run down and shoot down the goblins in the open.
Nice.
Well, that cleared them right out, and I would just walk up. I walk into past the palisade, wherever there's an entrance.
I am going to face step onto the battlements.
Sweet.
So once a day, I can teleport 30 feet to unoccupied space I can see.
As soon as you face step onto the battlements, a few remaining goblins scream in terror. Seeing you step out of the mist onto the battlement, they're like, "Ah, where's that?" And they bolt for it.
Attack of opportunity, get him!
You're up on
Can I?
Well, you're up on the battlements, and they're
Oh, they're down in the
Yeah.
courtyard. Okay.
this horrible, stinking camp that they had all around the base of the tower and in the tower. There's the little hides of squirrels and woodchucks that they've been hunting, being stretched out and tanned. And
Disgusting creature.
yeah, they're not, they're living off the land, and there's, it's the steppes. So, and they have, it's nasty. You don't want to go rummaging around in there. You should we should just burn this whole place down. There's a couple cook fires. There's a weird set of little bellows and a little oven thing. maybe they're forging some simple tools and weapons here. Basically, goblins are they're even smaller than Preston is. You know, the goblins are only about, 2 feet tall. So it's almost sort of a village in here. Yeah.
Nice. Well, if there's any of them still around, I want to try to run them down. If not, I understand.
Yes. Well, you see the body, you're standing next to the body of the one you blew its head off, and there is a gold chain which is laying next to what you think used to be around the goblin's neck. Sybil. And that's the only shiny thing you see right off the bat.
Can I use Mage Hand to pick it up so I don't get any goblin gunk on me?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do I need to roll perceptions to appraise it, or try to figure out if it's anything beyond just a gold chain?
It has a locket on one end and a pocket knife on the other. And it looks like a chain that a Western man would wear in a vest. That they wear these suits with a shirt and then a vest and then a jacket, and then they have pants. They don't dress in like nice robes like civilized people do. They do this whole pants, jacket, suit thing humans do.
Okay.
And so you've seen human men from the West. They wear hats, and they got these suits on, and they have ties and cravats things, and they have a chain, and they usually have snuff boxes or little tools or lockets and the useful stuff, and they'll have that going from one pocket to the other in their vest.
Well, I'm going to hang on to this then. Clean
So
off any goblin goo first.
The locket inside of it has a pretty good painting of a red-haired woman in a green dress, and the pocket knife has ivory paneled on it, that some kind of ivory, and one side of the ivory shows a whale, and the other side of the ivory shows a ship.
Okay.
So,
can I roll, what is it, wisdom, or intelligence to see if I recognize that as like a heraldry symbol or something?
sure, right.
12.
Well, you've never seen. You think that's probably whale ivory, and it's probably folk art type, skirmisher type stuff.
All right. Cool.
So that probably belonged to someone who was either a whaler or owned a ship or worked on one or just liked whales. Hard to tell, but
Someone that probably got by these goblins.
yes. There is the wreckage of raiding. There are old trunks and bags and wagon wheels and stacked up bones and stuff. And they have waylaid travelers, obviously, before.
Can I basically start setting up my tent and taking out my digging tools to properly investigate these runes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me know when you want me to.
So the village, the village is around the tower, and then the door to the tower is closed.
It's closed.
And there's a timber leaned against the door, and there's several large rocks that are securing the bottom of the timber.
Okay, but so
I wonder what
you
they're
can't
trying
get
to
in.
keep
without removing that little door thing stopper, right?
What's that?
There is no other way in. I sneak in one of these cracks or anything like that. That's blocking everything.
Yeah, the tower has one door at the bottom.
Okay. Can I? My 10-foot pole. Can I move that piece of wood
Strength check.
sideways? Okay.
Strength check.
This is where I'm going to use my roll. I'm going to add my D4 to this one.
Wow.
Hold on, let me roll a D4 and add that to it.
That would be a no.
Okay, I didn't. I want one D4. Yeah, I got a 3. That's a no. Couldn't move it.
You're like, eh. Everyone thinks less of you for trying. But wow, what did you get?
Put this child into the world.
Isn't it time for you to eat? Gosh.
You hulking pubescent, come over here and push on this stick.
All right, just a second. Are all of the goblins out of here? There's none others skulking around?
You don't think so? They're really good at hiding, though.
All right, well, then let's do one of these on my way over. Nope, everything looks great. I'm going to come over and push that rod. That sounds wrong. Let me try that again. I'm going to come over there and assist.
I'm going to show him the proper way to grip my 10-foot pole so that he does not break my 10-foot pole. It's very important. 10-foot pole to me.
I will squeeze the base, and here we go. 23.
Don't break my pole.
Try not to break off a piece of that.
Okay. So you're doing what?
What am I doing to assist him? So I guess I'll.
He's off to the side, pushing on the beam that's pried against the wall with a pole.
Right.
You're walking up and doing what?
I'll use the pole as the lever.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
The lever arm is going to be stronger. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to try it this time.
You're dislodging the timber from the front of the door.
Yep. I'm doing what the halfling says.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Crud.
Just him or me as
All
well?
of us or just him?
Just the lucky guy opening the door.
Hooray.
We're not standing in front of the door.
He
We're
is.
standing off to the side of it. Why would he be? Why wouldn't he be where I am, where I was pushing with my stick?
I got an 18.
Or did you decide to go a different way?
Are you okay? Please be specific, Tristan. You're grabbing onto his pole and helping him push the rod off.
Yes, I'm using the pole is a lever, so I'm using it to lever the wood off the door.
Told that prepubescent boy to push on it instead.
So you pry it open, and this horrible smell and this deep low growl comes out of the darkness of the tower.
Oh no.
Sort of a screech. So I'll give you a wilderness survival check to identify the noise.
It's don't worry, guys. Don't worry. It's just a very weak wolf.
It's a puppy. Yeah.
I get an 18?
You guys, you got an 18?
He did. I got a 5.
It's an owlbear.
Run!
Oh dear God.
It's time to go.
Start backing away and yelling owlbear while I run back to the wagon.
Owlbear.
How common are owlbears? Would I have had any experience with them?
You knew of a human that was a bouncer at a bar, and he was about 6'6", and he knew he would kill 2 or 3 people, and his nickname was Owlbear.
Oh,
Okay, cool. I will not investigate this very oddly named creature then. Instead, I will run as directed.
I make sure to grab my 10-foot pole before I leave. Very important that I keep that with me. I would risk my life for my 10-foot pole.
I'm using this athletics check to move it and or lose it. 15 plus 5. Catch up to me.
Can I use like an acrobatics check to jump off of the palisade on the other side?
You're 10 feet up and 25 feet away, and you're able to see into the thing, and you've never seen an owlbear before. You've heard of them because they're a Feywild. They're a Feywild creature. Fierce, always hungry, very keen senses. You're like, wow, I've never actually seen one of those before. So you're sort of transfixed for a moment, but you're up and away from them. So it's
All right.
you generally don't think this thing is going to like pounce on you because all these people are in the way, and you're pretty far away.
All right. Never mind. I'm just
You're like-
gonna
you're like-
alert her
You're
bud.
like, wow, I can't wait to write a song about this.
Oh my god.
I would bravely like to make a fighting retreat. Gone.
Once I get back to the west or the tents, I'll listen to make sure the owlbear is not coming out, or if it's coming out.
Okay, so we need initiatives. I'm going to roll initiative.
Okay, I got the 18. I'm sticking with that, and I'm running.
The owlbear gets... Are you back yet, Meg?
Yeah, I'm here. I got 21 initiative.
Anyway.
Wow, well done.
Can someone throw a
I'm
picture
using
of
up all
it?
my good rolls in the campaign tonight.
Well, I think getting the jump on an owlbear is a really good thing. So, could someone please throw a picture up of an owlbear? Who got the stirge picture for me? Right up there.
I'll get the owlbear as well. Owlbear. This one's, there's going to be a million owlbear pictures, but I'm going to grab this one.
Don't get one of the cutesy ones.
Adorable! How big are they? Are they large creatures?
Yes.
They're about 800 pounds.
Yikes.
Wait,
I'm
where did
40
you post
pounds.
it?
I posted it in the Avray experiment panel that we seem to have been using for.
Oh. Oh my god, it's so
Oh,
cute.
there you go. That's
Oh, it's such a it's like a chicken with 4 legs.
It's
Yeah.
fluffy.
Go large monstrosity unaligned. That's what it is. So initiative modifier would be a dex modifier, right?
Yes.
Actually, you can just roll it right here. It'll tell you that monster and then owl bear. Oh, we want one. Oh, one.
Look at that.
So it's. I don't. Where does it say initiative here? Oh, it takes you to the owlbear entry in D&D Beyond. Oh, which does come up without having signed into it. So its initiative is
+1. Its dex is +1.
yes, +1 from the dex. Yeah.
So I got a 16.
Shoo.
I got an 18.
I have an 18.
11.
That's 21.
So 21 is Orly.
Yeah.
And who has less than 21? Who has 20? 19?
18 for
18.
Tristan.
18 as well. So we both have 18.
And Anna, what do you got?
11.
Okay. Orly, the beam gets moved away. The doors are violently thrown open, and there's a huge screech of an incredibly hungry and pissed owlbear. And it moves to it's halfway out the door looking around for something to eat. What are you doing?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I've got my quarterstaff ready. So I would have just been poking around while they were doing this.
Yes.
So, how far away am I from? How far away is the owlbear from me?
Um, 20 feet.
Okay. And Tristan yelled "run," and
Yes.
Preston yelled "owlbear."
Yes.
So I am going to run. I am going to run in whatever direction. I don't know where there's an opening versus where the owlbear is.
You can run back the way you came through. You
Yeah,
can run
I will
right-
run back the way I came.
And you run how far?
I run 25 feet per round. So I'll dash. I'll go 50 feet.
Okay, just writing this all down. 50 Orly. 50.
Now I'm a nice safe 70 feet away.
That's right, 70 feet. You're 70 feet away. Okay, the next people going are Tristan and Preston. I'll just take them. Tristan, what are you doing?
I am going to run.
You're starting 10 feet away, 2 squares away from the owlbear. And
Yes.
How far do you move?
I move 30 feet, but I'm going to use a point of exhaustion to run like my life depends on it, which it does.
So a total of how many feet?
I think so. What is the deal when you're running and you're using exhaustion? Is it 4 times your speed, but you take an exhaustion immediately?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Run. As an action, you can move 4 times your speed in a relatively straight line. You cannot take your regular movement if you're wearing heavy armor. No, that's me. Then your run speed is 3 times your speed. All right, so I will go 90 feet, screaming that we need help.
So you moved 100 feet.
And I'm taking a point of exhaustion. So I got to add that on my sheet here.
Okay.
Somewhere.
So, Preston.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I extract my pole from the wall?
Oh, it's in your hands. You're fine.
Right. It's in my hand. I'm fine. All right. So then I'm going to dash then as well. I'm gonna run as far as I can, whatever the fastest move speed
Well,
is. I'm
okay,
25.
What's your move speed?
25. So normal. And then let's see.
Dashes twice for 50.
Dashes just for 50. There you go.
And you started 15 feet away from the owlbear. 65. 65 feet. Okay, Sybil, you have an orchestra balcony seat to this drama. So you see this beautiful, majestic, it has the head of sort of like a great horned owl crossed with a bear. There's this big beak, and it has a mixture of fur and feathers, and it's just this majestic, incredibly terrifying beast bursts out of those doors, and you are up on the palisade.
Sorry.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I
Mage hand.
use Mage Hand to try to pet it?
I'm not. Well, there must be some kind of feedback for Mage Hand, right? Because you can manipulate things.
You can pick stuff up with it, yeah.
If you would like to pet it with Mage Hand, I will allow that.
Yes.
It's. Have you ever petted a sheepskin or a bearskin rug in your elven experience?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so owlbears are magical fey creatures. So it's like an incredibly luxurious, soft, feathery, furry thing.
I'm definitely going to write a song about this.
Okay. And everyone else is...
Oh, sorry. Can I yell to Caladaan, like, there's a fantastic owlbear over here, come look?
Sure. Do you have performance or acting or something that lets you project your voice especially loud? See if you can do that.
Yeah, I have performance.
Yeah, I'll let you do a performance roll to sing it really loudly or something to try to make your voice carry.
Okay, I got a nat 20.
Hoo-hoo-hoo!
Wow. Okay.
Next game apparently is gonna suck, but this is awesome.
Majestic owlbear.
Owlbear. So you're like, wow, I didn't know her diaphragm could help her project light. So you take this huge swallow of air, Sybil, and you remember everything your instructors told you, and you let out this huge tenor bellow of owlbear, which rings through the countryside. Like they definitely would hear that in the back row of the theater.
Yeah.
And people are scared of the owlbear, but they're looking like, oh wow, when they hear. They're looking back while they're running for their lives. Okay.
Someone's really into owlbears.
Really into owlbears. The owlbear has a speed of 40. Right?
Yes.
Which means it can charge 80. Right?
Oh no.
It can.
It's like all of us.
This is my best part of role playing here. I need Orly and Preston to tell me why they look less tasty than the other person. Or why the other person looks more tasty.
Well, Preston has a 10-foot pole, and I only have like a 6-foot quarterstaff.
Right.
And so Preston just is, a larger presence here with the 10-foot pole. He's clearly attractive to the owlbear.
I think the 10-foot pole makes me less attractive to be eating. It's like a 10-foot bar, but he doesn't want to have to deal with that.
I'm-
He just quickly get to the small gnomish, and it looks so wholesome and fresh.
Like
It's
the
a-
goblins. I'm like a
forest.
friend.
It's a
He
forest.
thinks I'm a goblin. I'm
looks
totally
like
a friend to
delicious
this owlbear.
berry, right? It's just a berry waiting to be plucked and eaten, and bears are omnivores, so.
Who's all right? Who's younger? Yeah, are you younger, Meg, or is how,
Oh,
I'm
wait.
133.
what's that?
I'm 133.
How old is it?
I don't know how old halflings are, and I don't think I wrote down my age, so.
Oh, okay.
I'll see what.
How heavy are you? How tall are you? I'm 3'5" and 40 pounds.
What color is your eyes? Do you have a mustache?
I do. I do.
My eyes are green.
I have a picture of my character.
Okay. Meg,
Yeah.
choose. I want you to choose odd or even.
Odd.
Odd. So if the number is odd, okay, you're getting charged by owlbear. If it's even,
Okay.
he gets up.
Okay.
It's even.
Sorry.
Right. So, Preston,
Preston wins.
what is your armor class? What is
You're fucking murdered.
what is your? You might miss. What is your armor class?
He might.
Yeah, I bet. It is 13.
See, it's 13. The beak is +7 to hit.
Boo.
And here we go.
Are those your rolls? Oh no, like so.
Yeah.
I don't know why it rolled it twice. I'm going to take the first roll. It runs right up and snaps at you and misses.
Your God.
Because if it's charging, you only do one attack.
Throw some food.
Yes,
Okay.
Not me.
Top of the order, Orly. The owlbear sees the incredibly tasty traveling companion of yours, charges over to it, and you don't know whether your friend is dead or alive because you can't see through the rump of the owlbear.
No. I'm going to smack it in the rump with my quarterstaff.
Okay? Make a roll.
Okay. That's a 12 to hit.
Right.
Did that hit?
It's a large creature. It's only armor class 13.
Nope, I did not hit.
Alright.
But since I attacked with a monk weapon, yes, I get a bonus action with an unarmed strike.
Good.
Punch that
Yep.
owlbear.
So then I kick it in the butt, but I only get an 11. So it's like I kick it in it, but I miss and I whiff and
Well, it's very
Yeah.
fluffy. It's very
yeah,
fluffy.
exactly. I'm totally I miscalculated the depth I would need to go to actually
Yes.
hit it.
It's very
So-
it's very fluffy.
Leave my friend alone.
It might not even register that you're attacking it.
Yeah, it really probably didn't.
So, next in the order is Tristan and Preston. You guys decide among yourselves who wants to go first.
Preston, you go first.
Oh, thanks. It is fighting me. Can I check if I can use the spell in melee range?
It's fifth that they don't provoke anymore. So,
Okay, so I'm going to summon a bonfire, great bonfire, like right underneath it.
okay. Well,
If it's dex save, makes a dex save, or it is stuck in the and gets hit by the fire.
it has a dex of +1, so it rolled a 9. So it
No, that's
doesn't.
under my. That's my DC is higher than that.
Okay. So what are the effects? You got the spell. Was it create fire or
All
something?
right, so basically it just lights that 5x5 cube on fire, and it just stays on fire, and it does 1d8 damage to him until he leaves that area.
Roll a d8 for me.
Okay. points of damage.
4 points of damage. What are the chances of it catching on fire?
Oh, I don't.
1,000%.
1,000%, man.
That's just something that happens standardly with a fire attack, or?
I just don't want to. So, you light a fire underneath it, it's going to naturally.
Yeah, I mean, it catches on fire. I don't know what the rules for fire is, but it burns for 1d8 every turn, as long as it takes a dex save every turn it stays on that.
Well, it's going to obviously probably get off with a fire next time.
Yeah, probably, hopefully.
All right, Tristan?
Gosh. So, I'm gonna throw one of my hand axes, but D&D Beyond doesn't allow me to do that, so I'm gonna do this.
Just roll it. You can throw it. It's...
Yeah, you can throw a hand.
I lost my axe. Sailing away, and then I'm going to run 30 feet. I guess diagonal to where it is. That's all I've got. I've got to get out of there.
You're running 30 more feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abandoning your small friends.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm just trying to get an angle of attack here.
You already have the angle of attack.
You guys need to run, get away.
Tank this thing. The wizard tanks it.
The owlbear screeches and moves backward and is sort of like befuddled by the fact that this fire just started underneath it. And that it's losing a turn.
Right.
Oh,
That's what it's doing. Sybil?
God, I feel so bad about hurting this beautiful creature. But I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers again on the sweet baby owlbear.
Okay. This has enough hit points where it's not going to instantly die from it. So,
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
okay. You're choosing all these stupid monsters to do this roll against, so it's good. What does he have to get?
I don't know. What is it? My save DC?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
13.
Oh, it doesn't make it. So it takes.
Oh, okay.
So it takes.
3d6.
Do you want to roll that, or I'll roll that?
Yeah, I'll roll it. 11 total.
Hey, nice job.
Okay. What are the other effects?
Let's see. Okay, so it must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me. But it won't, move into obviously damaged ground.
It runs back into the tower.
Close the door.
I will run back and try to close the door.
Well, we're going back to the top of the order.
Never mind.
Early, it shakes its head and screeches and runs back into its lair.
Then I turn around and book it out of there.
Okay.
So I get another 50 feet away.
All right. Tristan Preston.
Preston, you go ahead and go.
Can I get to the mule at this point? I ran, 50 feet, and I don't know how much farther it is to the wagons and stuff.
You can just run out of the fort. Yeah, you can run out of the fort.
Yeah, I'm running out of the fort. Yeah, that was the direction I was running.
Okay, that's what you're doing. You could just keep, non-combat running. You're running out to your Hermes, we're leaving. Tristan.
Okay, well, if everybody's gone, I'm going with them too, because I don't want them to run into something out there. So I'll charge with them.
Is no one gonna close the door?
No, apparently not. But
No, that's fine.
All right.
There's plenty of goblin corpses for him to eat, and
I don't know how he's going to close it anyway. He's just going to lean the door up against it again.
Yeah, I guess.
Only stable when that thing was propping it up.
yeah, I was lucky to be able to open that thing the first time.
All right, if we're out of combat at this point, or we have some amount of time, I
But
have
no,
three bear
Sybil,
traps.
yeah, Sybil has to go. Sybil?
So the owlbear has run back inside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pet it some more.
I am, I guess, going to follow everyone else's initiative and run away. If possible, using acrobatics to jump off the parapet that I'm on.
Sure, give us an acrobatics roll with advantage because you have plenty of time. So you come up to the wall and you square up and you bend your knees a little bit and you go hey ho.
What is
Okay,
it?
so
Two
first roll is 18.
Okay.
And the second roll would be 16 total.
But that's plenty. So you stick to landing. There's no one around to watch. No one around to watch. You're like, yeah, it's good practice anyway.
Yeah. And I start, taking off if I have any movement left.
So are there any other lasting effects that you need to know about that spell besides that one initial movement away?
I don't think so.
We can probably just scroll
No,
up here.
That's it. No, that's it. That's everything.
Instantaneous duration.
Okay. I have to use the restroom, grab another Coke. So 5-minute break, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
That was awesome, guys. Did you see the way we fought that owlbear? It was like we were all working so hard.
It's
Terrific. I kicked it right in the rump.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Bad. I had to
appreciate
hurt
that.
it.
The two
Yeah.
smallest creatures fought that thing. Yes, I know.
It was so pretty.
And it's
It
like
was.
no one was there to see all three of us beating it senseless. And then
Well,
it
I'm
beat
hauling-
that retreat.
I'm hauling 3 giant bear traps over to the front of that gate that I have on my mule.
We have a bard. Sybil, you could write a song about our fight with the owlbear.
Here, carry these things over there.
Yeah, all right, I'll take that stuff. Is this more pottery? I'll be right back. I'm going to mute my my mic and go see if my wife's doing all right. I'll be right back. 32. I don't know.
Really want an owlbear plushie now.
I'm pretty sure they make those.
So cute. Oh my god.
All right, I have returned.
What kind of dog do you have, Meg?
He's a Chihuahua mix.
He's so cute looking.
He's like a total grumpy old man. His
I was gonna say, it's gotta be some part Chihuahua
Yeah.
mixed with. I don't even know. It almost looks like a Shiba Inu, but
yeah, he was a rescue, and it's been almost 3 years now. So he's almost 12 years old. Missing half his teeth. Growls a lot.
What a grumpy old man. How adorable.
Sounds very sweet.
Yeah, he's really sweet until he just starts barking. So whenever I play D&D, he gets 2 treats at night because I can't stand the barking. So I just give in and give him another treat. But normally, when I pay attention to him, he's a sweetheart. It's just when I don't pay attention to him.
Yeah, what's an owlbear got? Like 70, 80 hit points? They're ridiculously crazy.
I have no idea. That thing.
That's a great picture
Precious.
with the bloody paws.
Yeah, hit points 114.
I have 9.
Yeah, same.
I got 10.
No, it's only 59 hit points.
It says 12d10 plus 48.
I mean, on
Oh.
D&D Beyond, it says.
I'm looking at the matron.
21.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the owlbear matron. 59 points, it's still pretty badass.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and it would absolutely one-shot me.
Run!
+5, so that's like, well, I'd still have to roll like a 7 for damage with the beak. Wouldn't have to do much with the claws. An average roll would kill me.
Have to get a 2 to kill me. I think getting a 3 would insta-kill me.
I got 11 HP.
What can I tell you?
Well, I think once it ran back in, I can like bottle it off with a bonfire and just the opening.
Uh-huh.
I can set up a bunch of bear traps out front, because I have 4 bear traps. And then we can like hook those in with rope or something onto a tree or something, so he's held in place for a little bit, and we can whittle away at it if we have to kill it.
Yes. Should we have to?
Okay, I am back.
All right, buddy.
So you guys are all panting back of the wagon, and some of the people that were helping out with the siege of the fort were like, "Oh man, I have never seen one of those before. That's amazing! Oh my god! I mean, I've heard stories and stuff, but they're so big, and the claws are like this." So Kaladin comes riding up with the rangers around the wagon, and some of the rangers have some trophies. Goblin trophies. And they're like, "What's going on in that fort? Is it really an owlbear in there?"
Yes.
They're like puking, throwing up, like, "Oh my god!"
I'm like strap taking 2 of my bear traps off of the mule. Just, yep, it's right over there.
It was very soft.
You petted it?
I kicked it right in the rump.
Ah, yes. Well, that would be the only safe way. Kaladin is like looking at you guys, and he unclips the chin strap from his helmet, and he's tightening up his armor, and he takes the shield off the back of his horse, and dismounts, gets rid of his sheath, and unclips his mace from the saddlebag. What's that?
Is he gonna wrestle this bear?
He's
They use harsh language.
Shield. He clips a mace, really nice looking mace, definitely not elven made, onto his belt. It has a long sword, and he says, "Well, winter's coming. I need a new cape." And he hands the reins to one of you guys to watch his horse. And he goes and walks towards the palisades.
Oh man, I gotta see this.
He's confident.
Okay, whatever. I'll put the bear traps back onto the mule.
Right.
Do you need backup?
Oh no, he's got it. I'm sure. He handed us the reins.
I'm totally gonna watch this. Maybe I can pick up some pointers.
Caladaan, the higher level character. What are you guys doing as he walks towards the Palisades?
I'm going to ask him if he wants backup. Actually, no, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on him. So he gets an extra 1d6 on his, for his next fight or whatever.
An extra 1d6
I
on
think
what?
So it's Bardic Inspiration.
I think you can.
You can choose attack or damage or saves.
Attack. Or, no, I'm going to say on saves. So he doesn't get dead.
Okay, so I don't know why that doubled up like that. Caladaan goes first.
Go, Caladaan! Make him
I
pay!
don't think it's doubling up. It's just
Caladaan hits.
grabbing your last roll
Oh,
and moving it forward. I guess.
well, how much damage does the long spear do?
D8.
The D8 or D10? It's a D8, right?
Yes.
Hey, full 8 points of damage. Anyone want to roll? You guys want to roll the attack rolls for the owlbear?
Sure. Alright, am I just rolling to attack? How many am I doing? 1, 2, or 3?
It's owlbear.
Only two. It's a claw and
It's claws.
a beak. It does, but I think the claw and the beak both.
Ooh, boy, we hit twice. So roll a D10 plus 5 piercing damage for the beak, and 2d8 plus 5 for the claws.
Alright, so the beak does 6 plus, you said plus 5?
2d8 plus 5 is the claw, and a D10 plus 5 is the beak.
Alright, so 11 points for the beak, and 7 plus 10, so 17 for the claws.
Okay. And
Oh!
what's the oath?
I don't like to see him getting ripped apart. I
He
dislike
hits.
it.
Does D8. Nine. Who wants to roll for the owlbear?
Alright.
Jesus, bud.
I'm sorry. Alright, here comes.
It's one hit. That's just a claw, not a beak.
Oh, okay. Well, the first one was a 14. So that one's the beak is a miss.
Yeah.
Alright, so claws are this plus this. So 10 points plus whatever the last part was.
5.
Plus 5. So 15.
Oh, he misses. Misses all around.
Is he like fighting down in there, or is he like visible to us?
You guys are like climbing up on the palisade and peeking inside of the wall. And he's fighting this thing right in front of its lair.
Totally up there is the cheering section.
How's he looking?
Groaning with every miss.
Hey. So, roll for the owlbear, somebody.
Come on, dude.
Natural 20
Critic.
on the beak,
Oh!
and a 7 with the claw.
I'm gonna go set up the bear traps.
Roll the damage for the beak and double it.
So that was a 5 plus a 9 is 14 plus 5, 19.
Well, no, the beak is a D10 plus
No,
5.
it's each one, so it's 10 and 14. So he took 24 points of damage.
Jeez.
But you only add the plus at the end, right? So 14 plus 5 is.
Additive to each roll. Is it not to each roll? Wasn't it just doubled?
I thought you just doubled the
Just
dice.
You're-
Well, whatever you want it to be.
It's a D10 plus 5 twice.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like
that's
a D10, you add 5 and you double it.
That's
20 points then.
That's 24.
Yeah.
Or 20 points, yeah, sure. Double.
Okay. That's fine. We'll just do it consistently. So
Yeah.
he backs up, goes in full defense, and drinks a potion. And the owlbear does what? Attacks.
With a 4 and a 14.
Okay.
Stick it to him.
Oh, through the fluffy fence. Oh, 2d8.
All right.
Yay!
A 7 and a 1 for 8 plus 5.
He sort of swears to himself in elven and drops the longsword and quick draws the mace.
Hmm.
Oh, and he whiffs it with the mace. But the mace, I don't know. It looks different. Looks weird. Owlbear, Taylor?
A 6 and a 6. No, 6 and a 5.
Thank you. Okay. And that will also miss. They seem both really tired. Oh, 2d8.
4 plus 5 is 9.
Okay. Keep rolling these terrible rolls. Keeps whiffing with a beautiful magical mace. Oh! That the bite hits, the claw misses.
Bagok!
Oh!
6.
Yay!
Yay! Get him!
Mace hit. This mace hit.
Excuse me.
And you hear what sounds like thunder when it hits the owlbear.
Ooh.
owlbear looks stunned.
The owlbear is stunned. Hit him again. Yeah.
With advantage.
Nice.
Damage. So he keeps stunning it and beating it with this mace, and eventually kills the owlbear.
Yay!
His armor, however, is in shreds, and his shield is heavily damaged. But he does able to keep the owlbear stunned, and then does the remaining damage to it. And a general cheer goes up,
Huzzah!
and he's pretty exhausted, and he kneels down and starts skinning the owlbear.
Ugh.
Can I scamper over and see if I can have a couple feathers?
He laughs and pulls a fistful of feathers out for you and hands them to you.
Nice.
Nice. I tuck them away.
I am gonna go up and pet the owlbear one last time and say, "Oh, it's so soft."
Really grew. He ends up here. Congratulations. His pretty finely made scale mail is tatters. That's the armor.
I am going to sing of this battle tonight, and it's going to be great.
So, you can give me with advantage, give me a performance roll to write the lyrics.
Okay.
Your first draft of the lyrics.
First roll is 8 plus 5, so 13. And, second roll is 18, so 23.
23. So you take your time the rest of the afternoon until sunset, several hours, find a quiet spot, and come up with what you think is a really good song.
Okay.
After
What are you entitled? What are you titling the song? Sybil?
Let's see. I'll call it The Lay of Sir Caladaan.
If we keep traveling with him, you can just keep adding verses every time he has an amazing battle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep hyping him up. Like, this is maybe I should call it the Gesta, or the Deeds of Caladaan. Chapter 1, Owlbear.
Okay.
after he skins the owlbear, does everybody kind of shuffle back to the caravan, or are we still sticking around? And I'll take my answer off the air because I got a train coming.
You guys can look inside the tower. It's a bunch of bones. You guys want to search the tower?
Yeah, I'm gonna poke around and see what's in there.
Yeah, I want to do an investigation or search roll just to see what's up with the tower.
Okay.
Made it.
Give us some rolls.
perception, right?
Investigation.
Oh. Uh, can I do perception instead?
So, Preston, you're moving stuff around, and you see that there is you go, well, I know what we're doing next week, because you found an entrance to a lower level hidden underneath some of the crap in this tower.
Oh.
Delightful. A damp hole in the ground.
I clearly don't see anything worthwhile in here, so I'm going to go outside and I'm going to collect some trophies off of any goblins that are left, and then I'm going to burn their bodies. Is the skinned owlbear still around?
Some of the guys went back, and the word's passing pretty quickly, and the people are coming out, some healers and things, and they're like, hey, let us take care of that, let us take care of that. And so they take, because, Calad's pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the wagon train people are like, we'll take care of that. Another guy comes up, and they start dressing out the owlbear for him, and he goes off and sees some healers and things, or he's being, taken away by this guy. I was like, hey, take it easy, man. We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it.
All right. So yeah, then I guess it's trophies for me, fingers and ears, and then I'll burn the bodies. It's the right thing to do.
They give you a D4 trophies.
All right.
So,
Oh. It's a finger.
also, Preston,
Yeah.
so you find a crudely made spear, but the tip of the spear is made out of a very nice dagger.
No. Okay. I'll grab that up.
And it's a Western human make dagger, but it's very nicely made. It has some kind of white stone in the palm of it. So, daggers, they run. So they're a stabbing dagger. They have a square cross section, and they have a round hand guard at the top and the bottom of your hand,
Ooh.
and a round grip. Because men in the West wear a lot of armor, but this is sort of a keyboarder type dagger where it has a square spike cross section to it.
Is that like too fancy of a dagger for me to be able to use?
No, not at all. It's a very purposeful dagger.
A
It's just
simple weapon. It's not like a fancy fencing dagger.
not fancy at all. Some goblin took it and trapped it to the end of a stick to make a spear out of it. You're just going, oh, those silly goblins.
Cool.
But definitely in one corner there's some rubble and things, and you definitely see how there used to be like some doors or whatever, part of the garbage and stuff. So if you open up those doors, there's a set of stairs going down underground in a
Yeah. So I want to.
off to the side.
I'm gonna set up a little verbal alarm if somebody touches that door.
Okay.
It's just gonna say door open. No, it's just a thing I can do as an arcanist. I can do it a couple times a day. I can tinker with an object that I can make it. I know, right?
How can a door be ajar?
Artificer. So I'm gonna hook it up so basically it makes the noise door open anytime somebody opens, or hatch open basically anytime somebody opens the hatch. They can hear it within 10 feet.
All right. No problem.
Any creature that touches it.
If anybody needs any simple weapons or semi-broken, busted stuff you could find out of the player's handbook, like pots and pans and, all the femur bones you want. Spoons, cookware, dirty hides, things like that. There's plenty of it in here.
I rolled an 18 perception. Do I see anything interesting or valuable?
You you find a weird-looking wineskin that seems to still be full.
Okay, I will take that to look at later. Actually, maybe I should open it and sniff it and make sure it's not something horrible like blood.
You open it, and it smells pretty good.
Okay, we're fine then.
As you keep looking around, one thing you do find is, you guys make some survival checks. You find some weird-looking objects in one corner. Not one corner. I keep saying corner of the tower. It's a round tower, guys. Oh boy.
It's a hot
18?
check right there.
Uh,
5.
Heard of bull, but owlbears are half owl. Don't-
Sorry, you're kind of breaking up.
Yeah, you were breaking up for.
Can you hear me now?
I was wondering.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So owl bears regurgitate pellets of the hair and bones and undigestible things of their prey. And in a section over there of the owl bear's den, which is the base of the tower, there are 4 owl bear pellets.
Let's open them up.
Go ahead.
I'll open them up.
Open up.
I've got tools to keep my hands cleaned.
Oh, bet you do.
All right, so
You find a really nice looking pair of boots with the feet still in them.
Can I use mage hand to open up one?
Sure. You find the first you think it's all crumpled up. It's just an incredibly fine male shirt.
Oh, sweet.
all right.
Clean that off.
I will crack one open. Maybe let's just each open one. How about that?
Yeah. You find, you don't know why it isn't rotten at all, but you find a very nicely made, looks maybe elven, a cloak.
Ah,
So
nice.
apparently these pellets are all from one dude that was swallowed in several big gulps. Some elf dude.
I'll take that cloak. That sounds great.
We should maybe ask Caladaan if he recognizes the armor, or if it's anyone he knows that's gone missing. Maybe got eaten by an owlbear.
These look pretty old and dusty. They're definitely
Okay.
completely dried out. So,
Alright, never mind. Cool.
Can I take the feet out of the boots that I found?
yep.
Great. Are they just bone feet, or they did not digest the particular feet?
They're pretty grody black. You know when they show dead bodies when they show dead bodies in Indiana Jones movies, they're sort of skeletons, but they're juicy.
Mummified,
They have,
yeah. Right.
They're not quite mummies. They're not quite skeletons. They just have these horrible expressions in their faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's one of those feats. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take those out of the boots.
Okay.
What are there's something remarkable about these boots, or no?
Do you have detect magic?
I could prepare it if I have that much time to do. I could prepare it.
It doesn't seem. All the other mundane items that this person was wearing were digested in horribly destroy.
Right. So this obviously has some.
The mail shirt, the cloak, and the boots weren't. So you're not stupid. They're obviously.
If I have time resting to memorize the identify item spell or whatever the hell it is,
Right.
can I do we have time to do that in the downtime? Or
Sure, yeah.
okay, and I can identify our items if you want to do that. If
Sure.
anybody wants me to identify their items as
Yes,
well.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so cool. I'm going to take the feet out of it regardless.
Thank you, small child.
Yeah,
I'm sort of fuzzy on human age anyway, so
He's a
he's
halfling.
small, he's a child.
He's a halfling.
Well, not elf age.
Right.
Actually, what is the halfling age range? Do they age slower than humans?
they do age slower than humans, but not like crazy. I
Oh.
think there's like, I think it's like 200s or something, but I gotta look.
11D2.
11D2. So you find what you found was a elven chain shirt. That's +1. Elven chain. You found a cloak, an elven cloak that adds +1 to stealth checks
Sweet.
in forests.
Oops.
So if you're on a gravel hillside, it's not going to help you. But if you're in the woods, it adds +1 to stealth. And the boots. The boots are boots are very nicely made elven boots that add +1 to stealth.
Good
They're
job.
like lesser boots. They're like lesser boots of elven kind. They're
That's
like-
a nice haul.
Nice.
You should kill more owlbears. I mean, walk around more dead owlbears.
Was the dagger magic or just a nice dagger?
Oh, it's a +1 dagger.
Okay.
Not throwable, stabbing only. That's not a throwable dagger. Well, I almost killed.
You almost got me. You almost got.
Almost got Caladaan, too.
Yeah.
You know, he's a whatever level ranger. I'm not going to metagame at you guys, but he did
I
have,
have
to
to
use
go
up.
visit him.
He did have to use up several charges on his thunder mace, but he didn't think he'd have to.
That was a sigh of cost. Then. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh damn! I gotta recharge this thing.
Well, that's the thing with magic items with charges is you're like, once you use them all up, you don't know whether you can either recharge them or they disappear or whatever. So it's gonna happen. But yeah, there's some sort of dungeon underneath this tower. Someone else defeated the owlbear for you, but again, I try not to scale things to be a perfect match for whatever the party is. I just try to make stuff logical, and you guys attack it or run away as you see fit. And it was hilarious to have you guys
I'm not making that mistake again.
run away.
Next time we see a door that's obviously keeping something in, maybe we shouldn't open it.
Well, I didn't know it was keeping something in.
It was pretty obviously fortified from
on
the
the
outside.
I rolled a 5 perception.
Yeah.
How could he have possibly been wrong?
Well,
True.
I did try to telegraph that the door was being closed on purpose because the
Yeah.
goblins put a post against it, rocks on it. So
Yeah, I thought the post was on the inside, and we were like poking it with through a crack, but I don't know. I was probably paying attention.
I'll draw a picture
Yeah.
next time.
It's fine. I'm not. I I understand that. Sometimes I'm not paying attention.
You do have a couple extra characters made, guys. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's for example, Orly has 9 hit points.
I have 9 hit points.
You have 9. So 2d8 plus 5.
Insta death. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, nom 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 nom. But
Snack.
you're just cheese snack. So you're traveling with the train. There's all kinds of camp followers that are going on this thing with you guys. If you want to message me about what you're doing between now and the next adventure. Caladaan is recovering, so we have to. You've been invited to the leadership tent to play, Sybil.
All right. Definitely gonna do that.
That's going to happen next week.
All right.
We've got this tower thing to look into, the under part of the tower, and then whatever you guys are trying to do with each other in train on this great, crusade thing that they're leading out, we'll find out. Again, any feedback or whatever, shoot me messages anytime during the week. And thank you so much. I had a really great time. It was really
Fun to play with you
Yeah,
again,
this
Link.
was really fun.
That was awesome. I'm so glad we all didn't get TPK'd by that owlbear.
I'm glad for once I ran away when it was a good idea to run away instead of charging.
How I'm feeling that short person movement speed. It's not good,
Thank God there was a confident elf ranger.
Yeah,
to
he
help
comes
us
in
out.
handy.
he almost got his ass kicked. He got down to
Running away was definitely the right choice there.
I feel like he should have gotten some help. It's just better to team up. I think.
well. He is a multi-classed. I'll tell you, he is multi-classed, and his total number of levels is 11. And he
You
got
have a +1 sword. Come on, get out of here. I already got a +1 dagger.
he had a really nice sword, but the problem is that owlbears have. Let me look at it again. Owlbears have 59 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. So if he didn't have that concussion mace that he had to use charges up on, his total levels are 11. Well, most of them have been ranger. Okay. So yeah, he got down to like 11 hit points, 13 hit points. It was bad. He's had the burn potions, full defense. Bad stuff happened. Did kill an owlbear.
Yeah, it's great to do it. We benefit heavily. That thing would have just snapped me in half.
Yeah, those claws will tear your armor to shreds. They'll pop you wide open. See your insides fall out. No good. I'm again it.
2d8 plus 5 slashing damage.
Wow.
And I don't have make or break written down armor damage rules, but when you take most of your hit points and damage, you have to, your armor, it must be getting through the armor, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, if we're going down in this hatch, is that the next adventure, or are we deciding?
You are not on. This is not a railroad track thing, guys. You could go do whatever you want.
Okay, then I guess we should decide. If we go down into it, though, obviously the train keeps on moving without us, right?
Your last thing, it takes 4 days for the entire train to go by.
Okay, so if we get in and out of there in a day, we'll still be able to. We'll just be with a new group. Okay.
Well, we might be able to catch up too. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm short though, and I got a mule, so.
It's up to you guys.
It's named Hermes. It's not very fast. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well, that's not a very good name.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny, because it's like he's a mule, So
I
it's
just
funny.
see Preston's character going, "It's a joke. I'm joking. You don't know what a joke is. No one knows what a joke is.
Do children joke?
Also serious. I'm a grown person. I'm grown. I'm 110.
Grown man making grown man jokes. Okay.
Exactly. So I'm making a note here that this is the evening of the second day. You guys haven't gone back and eaten or anything. And song. You have the Deeds of Caladaan or Adventures of Caladaan Part 1 written.
Yeah.
The glove invited to the fire with the leadership there. And yeah, blocks of evil things are starting to descend as you get closer to the bad guys in the evening. So
How do you spell Caladon?
I am spelling it Caladaan.
2 A's at the end?
Yeah.
Daan.
Yeah.
Totally, I made all the wrong choices with both consonants and vowels.
And I like to say that the elves of the West have a Massachusetts accent. So it's Caladaan.
Caladaan.
You park
Fucking Caladan.
you park your house over there. I come from the forest. I come from the freaking
Did you
forest
see
of the West.
Caladan fighting that fucking owlbear?
It was wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
If they have other analogs in fantasy worlds, why not an analog Massachusetts? It's full of elves. Why not?
God, that's
They
so
are
many
assholes, and
dimensions.
Massachusetts is a bunch of assholes. They call them assholes for a reason. So I think it really fits the.
I'm a ranger up there.
I'm a ranger up there.
I'm a
One of the
ranger.
finest, probably one of the greatest rangers ever.
I'm wicked awesome.
At all time.
Freaking wicked awesome, man. You can see it.
The all-time goat of rangers.
Guys
Are
have
you
machine.
or are you not a knock?
Yeah, are you a knock? A knock?
A knock, like Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street. A knock.
A knock. But, awesome.
I have
Yeah,
a procedural question.
Proceed.
Okay, so if I write up what happened here, how do I do that? I'm under the impression there's only so much text space that you're allowed to have here.
I thought we had a whole section for documents.
Yeah, but you can only. Yeah, that's true. You could write it up in a Word document. And just link the Word, put the Word document in there. I think it'll just upload it, probably if it's small enough.
All right.
Yeah.
So Word document it is. That's what I'll do.
But you can only type so many characters into the message bar before it. I had to break up mine. That's what I did. I just broke mine up. It was short enough, but
Yeah, I had to break the character backstory down because it only had so many characters. So
no, I just pasted it in multiple. You can just paste it in.
I can't believe Sybil has a spell. How often can you use that spell? Is that a
That's a
the wizard?
beast.
Dissonant Whisperers.
Yeah.
I have 2 level 1 spell slots, so in theory I can use it twice between rests.
Well, against dim-witted creatures that don't have very high wisdom scores, that is freaking like a hand grenade. That is amazing.
I am
3d6.
very good with words, I bet.
Yeah, 3d6 damage to someone's brain. No one has resistance to that. And,
Yeah, it's a good one. It's like
if they can hear and they are stupid, that's a great spell.
Yeah.
Vicious Mockery is also psychic, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicious Mockery I think is the cantrip level,
Yeah.
which I also have.
do you guys want to?
Mockery.
Oh, sorry. What? Oh,
vicious mockery.
Agree.
God, I get so sick of vicious mockery, and
I'm sorry, you're breaking up there.
hellish rebuke and vicious mockery are just repetitive in 5th edition game. It's like this word thing, you know, every single turn, vicious
Breaking up
mockery.
again.
Yeah, I haven't been able to hear what you're saying. I think it's just our internet's so shitty.
I'm complaining.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Complaining about hellish rebuke.
Hellish rebuke and vicious mockery.
It's Spirit
in the
Guardian.
game. Spirit Guardians. If it's in a game, it's in every game, every turn, all the time.
Oh,
I
that's the
inhale.
cantrip. I mean, that's like if you had more warlocks, you'd just be getting, what is that spell? Dark Bolt or whatever it is.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, yeah, you'd just be seeing Eldritch Blast as the one that everybody usually picks if they have access to it.
If you want to make it special, how about some limits? You know, I mean, if you could imagine the siege of a city, and you have 20 warlocks, and 20 warlocks every single turn are casting for free Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
every turn.
I always forget that you can just use cantrips as many times as you want now. And so I'm constantly looking for, like, where's the number of times I can use this spell? And I'm like, oh, wait. I can just cast Bonfire 85 fucking times and fill up this entire room with flame.
Pew, 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 pew.
Actually, I think I can only have one going at a time. It's a concentration. And you can only do one concentration at a time.
Unless you have a
Yeah.
feat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any feats. I'm a level 1 little midget.
I know.
Child.
I'm a full grown adult.
And out. But
I can't understand you again. God damn it.
You're going away. We're losing you, Lance.
Oh, is it happening for you too? I
Can you
thought
hear
it
me?
maybe was alright.
No, it's not just you. Now I can hear you.
okay, because I'm practically eating the microphone. That's the microphone right up against my
I
face.
think, yeah. You might need to turn off your video now, but
Turn off the video.
yeah, because it's like that's what happens with our internet is that you get near the max upload because your upload's pretty small compared to your download. So you get up near that edge, and then everything starts to fuck up because you don't have any upload left to ask for stuff. So it's like when it's trying to send stuff back up, like audio, the video's blocking it or taking up some of the bandwidth.
Why can't I kill the audio? Hey, turn camera off. How about that? Can you hear me better now?
I'm the only face. I don't like being the only face.
Okay, so you guys know how to get in touch with me.
All right.
Didn't help.
So if you want to tell me what you're doing between adventures, before you resting up or whatever, it's a given.
Is there really a between adventures in this particular instance? Because we're just going to go down into that. All right, I assume. Unless you guys want to do something else. If you guys want to do something else.
You guys
I'm
can do,
going down there.
Yeah.
literally, guys, this is not a railroad thing. You guys can.
You gave us a dungeon entrance.
I know, it's a
think
dungeon.
good I think we should go check it out.
I feel like it's yeah, we should do it. I
I mean,
think
it's
so.
sitting right. How can they
It is
pack that up?
It's true.
We should definitely go there.
It's
Although
a
I
hatch
do
with a
also
latch.
want to get back to camp to sing to the rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll happen before we even go down
Yeah.
in there.
All
We'll
right.
just do that. That'll be the first thing that happens, and we can go down inns.
Yeah, like over the next morning we'll go down the dungeon.
Yeah. So not a
Okay.
ton of downtime in this particular instance. I don't think.
You guys talk amongst yourselves, organize it. This is not a railroad thing at all. The total sandbox. Really, guys, don't do what you want to do. We're talking amongst yourselves. Come up with a quorum. What you want to do, and I'm available by all these mediums here, and I will talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
So,
All right, man.
Next week.
This was fun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
Can we add a text channel here for what goes on in the adventures? If you want me to write those up.
Session recaps.
What's that?
Do we recaps?
Well, Tyler's volunteering to write them.
Right.
Oh, there they are. Sweet. I see them.
Love it.
All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Awesome. Talk to you later.
All right. See you, everybody. Bye.